Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcos. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm alive by the motor. No proof, like I always wanted him. I never hated him. I never traded him. And if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side floor. Gucci a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch it on YouTube with viewing for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Where's Patrick Beverly? Where is he? Where's Patrick Beverly, huh? Wasn't he sipping on a Mai Tai somewhere? So don't worry. It's one game. No. Where are you? You in a hammock somewhere? Are you on a pontoon boat? Where is he?
Good.
Where's Patrick Beverly with his James Harden takes? I would like to know. You don't get to make takes like that, and then your champion of the take goes out there and gets his ass swept in humiliating fashion, and you all of a sudden get no tweets. Where's Patrick Beverly? I want to know. Hello, Leroy.
What's up?
Yeah, you know.
I would say this. It was never an argument for me, but what we have said about James Harden in these last 4 games have never been said about D-Wade.
Never have.
Ever. And
never will.
When you think about what separates players, okay, you can put up the numbers, you can put up the awards, but when you take moments like this, win or lose, that's kind of how you separate those guys. Now, I would even say when D-Wade told LeBron to take over, nobody ever said if D-Wade would show up, they'd have a better chance of winning. Ever.
Never.
So the conversation is over. But here's the deal. Again, the nuance of all this is you can look at the numbers, and there's going to be some dumb person that says, look at the numbers. They're even. And we're so analytical nowadays.
There's no analytics about it anymore.
But if I tell you, I give you a choice in a playoff season between D-Wade and James Harden, it's 99 to 1%, and 1% is Patrick Beverly.
I would have taken Dwyane Wade today off the couch over James Harden the way he played in this series.
Well, like, again, we've never said these things about D-Wade. I don't care what bum knees. I don't care about, struggling to shoot the ball. I don't care about any of the things that he had gone through during the course of a game or a series.
Yeah.
He found a way to make an impact.
Higher
in some way.
Higher postseason 3-point percentage, by the way, Dwyane Wade now because of James Harden's performance. That's how bad he shot.
And he's a 3-point shooter. Keep in mind, D-Wade was not a 3-point shooter.
It's incredible. Anyway.
But again, players find a way to make plays, even if it's outside of their comfort zone, to win games. And that's the thing that even more so separates D-Wade from James Harden. Also, if D-Wade scored 10 points, you best believe he was locking down somebody on the other side.
Also, I don't think James Harden wants to be in the conversation with Dwyane Wade.
It's not him.
I think he wants everybody to. I think James Harden wants everybody to shut the hell up.
It's not. It sucks that we comment about James Harden the way we do because it's not him.
Nah, I don't feel bad.
No,
he should be more vocal about telling people to shut up. I would like him to have a State of the Union that tells people, hey, stop this. But it's okay. But I think what he wants is, listen, he wants money, he wants honeys, and he wants to flop. That's it. He doesn't care about rings. That's fine.
Money, honeys, and flops.
That's it.
Hey, that could be a rap song right
Yeah,
there.
that's all he cares about. And you
Call
know what?
up
There's
Drake.
nothing wrong with that.
Call up Drake and pitch it to him.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Or
He doesn't care.
Frog Boy.
But I knew this series. The series was cooked. All right. Happy for Vlad, not happy for the Knicks. But the Knicks are going to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. Jeez, took them long enough. The headlines are brought to you by Durakia. You always pay less with your pricito at Durakia. Visit them at Durakia or Durakia.com. But I knew that the series was cooked. You always know when a loser is a loser. And don't think I've forgotten about you, Kenny Atkinson. All right, because I told you had an enemy for life in me. But when he started this whole, analytically, we're not losing the series, I was like, oh, here we go. Anytime a coach gets to a podium and they talk to you about how they're not really losing the series that bad, or analytically they're not the worst team, you are cooked. Because you want to know what that is? That's not accepting reality. That's like when the Celtics a couple of years ago were trying that whole, we're winning more quarters.
Oh my goodness! Stop.
That's
Stop
when
with
Rod Brindamore. I can't believe he's going to get away with this too. Rod Brindamore went out there when the Panthers were spanking that Carolina Hurricanes ass. It was like, it was a sweep that wasn't a sweep. And I was like, that's not a thing. But when Kenny Atkinson came out after game 3 and is like, analytically, we're winning the yeah, and analytically the Marlins keep rolling Christopher Morel out there. You know, I don't know what to tell you. Now, we got to talk about these fish, all right? Hey, Brittney, you weren't here on Friday, Leroy. The fish got what I like to refer to as a little TTL, a little Tobes tough love because of their terrible performance against the Braves. Right. And wouldn't you know it, after a little Tobes tough love, the fish had their first 4-game win streak of the season. You're welcome.
Well, part of that is because a lot of these games, they jumped on the Mets early.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to rely on Morel.
No, you didn't. It's been nice. I actually get to watch the guys who can hit.
I was excited. Nice, I was excited seeing a left-handed batter against a left-handed pitcher.
That got you going? That got your juices flowing?
Because why? Because he's one of our best hitters.
Yeah. Well,
simple as that.
We had a game this weekend. Liam Hicks hit a couple of ding-dongs. That was great. Owen Casey's coming together. Kyle Stowers is starting to hit. Xavier Edwards never stops hitting. Javier Sanoja yesterday with a big double. I mean, those stupid Blue Jays, they don't even know how to play the outfield with their
oh my goodness. Look like Keystone Cops out there.
It was crazy. But the Marlins rolling right now. They've won 4 straight. They win yesterday against the Blue Jays, and they will continue that series after their 8-2 win yesterday. And they got Sandman on the hill today, so they could try and make it 5 straight. Now, Sandy's going to try and bounce back from a rough go of it last time.
Yeah.
But pretty exciting. The Marlins are getting a nice little turnaround here together.
They're on a long road trip, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah. 9 games in 10 days. And I think they got the Mets again this weekend. Listen, not everybody in New York can win. It's not how it works. Usually someone's got to sacrifice the stink when you're rolling like that. So the Marlins, they're going good, and that's that. Western Conference Finals in the NBA resumes tonight. Thunder and Spurs. 8:30 is your tip-off tonight. That series is tied at 2 games apiece, Leroy.
Are we starting to? Because I watched a lot of the game, and the Knicks seem to be playing a style of basketball that both OKC and San Antonio like to play, and I still say the winner of that series wins the title, but I'm not just going to disregard the Knicks after watching what they did and how they ran and how they shot the ball and how they get after you on defense.
Look, I agree with you. I think that whoever wins the West is likely going to be favored to win the championship and probably will win the championship. But the Knicks winning as many games in a row as they have and spanking that ass of everybody
you can't
they're
just
taking
disregard it.
You can't disregard it. It's not like they have, a bunch of bums out there. I mean, they got, Brunson and Anunoby and Mikal Bridges and Grandma Arms. Like, they're a good squad. They got talent. Why are you laughing, Brittney? What did I say something?
Grandma Arms.
Yeah. Cat.
No, I know.
Oh, hello.
Wow.
Ew.
Even when you're in the room by yourself, you show up at 10:12.
Oh my God, Leroy. So cute. So cute.
I noticed that today's a dungeon day there because you can see how dark the lighting is in the studio.
It's a good day.
Oh my God. My back is on fire.
Why?
Clean the backyard, pressure cleaned. It's like painting your driveway with a Sharpie. Like it, yeah, because you got I have all these little grooves. You got to get the stuff out of the groove. Back
it's a bold game, pressure washing, when there's still a week of weather that's possibly could hit here in South Florida.
Well, I got to get it out of the way. Well, one, because I have a wife who would have did everything last month without understanding all those things. Meanwhile, I'm standing outside and then I'm pressure cleaning and it starts raining. So I'm just staring in the window at her. Getting drenched. Look, Tobin, you have those situations where you just do something that D tells you to do because you don't feel like just dealing with it.
Yeah, you don't want to hear about it anymore.
And then it goes the way that you thought it was gonna go. And then you just I'm just sitting outside getting wet, just pressure clean, just looking inside.
You give it a little looky-loo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you just give the look. The look says everything.
Man.
But yeah, move stuff around. Now I gotta go right after the show and get the ribs, start prepping those, cook the gumbo on Thursday. Because the thing about gumbo, it's better when you cook it, put it in the refrigerator, and then reheat it.
That's when it's better?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All them flavors get in there. So I got to do that.
I don't like the way you said that.
And then, because you don't cook. If you
No,
cook.
I just didn't like the way you said it. Like, it's.
And then got to get up at 4 on Saturday, start cooking. Whew, long
Getting
week.
after it. Finally, the Binks. They win 6-4 over Philadelphia Union.
Wow. Who had the over there?
Yeah, well, they don't play defense, the Pinks. Messi left that game with what they're calling muscle fatigue. That also could be a little.
They play
Cup
soccer.
hammy.
They play soccer all year round. Like, I can't imagine more of that doesn't happen.
Well, he's got to get ready for the big tournament,
Right.
He's got to dial
I thought he played. I remember last year they said he's playing in the qualifier, but he's not sure he was going to be on the roster for the World Cup.
Yeah, but then I think everybody sees him doing what he's doing, and they're like, "Hey, you're going to not play for Argentina? Like, what's?"
I got you.
I don't think that's an option. I don't think you're allowed to just do that and be like, "Yeah, but I don't wanna." I'm like, you don't wanna?
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. You don't wanna. So I think it was probably decided for him. So he left, but they're calling it minor muscle fatigue. It seemed like he's just getting himself. Did he wave? Does anybody know if he waved? Was there harmony yesterday, or did we all just move on?
I think us non-soccer people just kind of moved on. You got to ask the soccer heads.
We'll have to endeavor to figure that out if everything was harmonious there. We'll check it out. So lots to get to here on the show. We got a lot to react to from a live weekend. A lot have happened. I mean, there was a lot of fight shenanigans this weekend as well, Leroy. We nearly had the upset of a lifetime in boxing. We had Michael Beasley versus Lance Stephenson in an MMA match. It was crazy this
Wait.
Yeah.
How did that go? You want to go break first?
I'll fill you in on that. I will fill you in on that. But first, I got to fill you in on this. All right. The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you could trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you could trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. So maybe, Leroy, you think Argentina's going to do it again. All right. Because the GOAT is back. Tired hammies and all. He's going to try and defend that crown. All right. They're trading right now at 9%, meaning you throw down a hundo, you can get over $1,000. Maybe you're feeling patriotic, and our boys in the red, white, and blue, they're at 1.6%. That's a long shot, Leroy. $20 trade, that gets you $1,400. But you don't even have to trade about winning it all. You could go stage advancing each round, award winners. Our first game down here in South Florida is going to be Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia. Uruguay is at 65% to win. You think it'll be a draw at 21%? A $100 trade gets out a payout of $425. And as you guys know, we're watching all the other trade wins that are out there. So perhaps you think Greek Freak is coming to Miami. That's currently trading at 27%. So a $100 trade gets you $350 plus. We got draw futures out there. All kinds of orca hunting, Leroy. They're on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house, and the probability changes. You could buy in or out of your position, and for a limited time, you could download the Kalshi app, use the code Tobin, Tobin, and you get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi, Kalshi. Trade on anything, 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, go to kalshi.com/regulatory. Welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Excited to be back with you here on a Tuesday after the long holiday weekend. And summer's around the corner, Leroy. I know you got the graduation party this weekend, which is fun. We need to find some things for the kiddos to do. So let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Job over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. And we will be joined there by the coach, the legend, Tony Fiorentino, joining us there. As you got junior heat camps getting going again. What's going on, Coach? How are you?
Hey, guys. What are you up to, man?
Not much,
Dog
Coach,
days of summer.
Long days of summer is about to get going, you know?
Yep.
It's great to have you. Are you excited to get going another summer with the kids at heat camp?
Yeah, we've expanded it a little bit. We've got 7 weeks of camp in 5 different locations. And in those 7 weeks, we're going to double up a couple of weeks. So we're going to have 9 weeks total of camp over the summer. And, when Pat Riley first came to the Heat in 95, I had my own camp, and he asked me to run the Heat camps. And he said the theory behind the whole thing is that we want to build and create young Heat fans. And so we feel like we've done that now over the years. We teach more than just basketball skills. We teach life skills as well. And it's very easy to use the Heat as an example with the culture and all of that about, basketball is more than just shooting the ball. It's sharing the ball. It's playing defense, all those things. And so we have a lot of fun with the camp. And we bring a Heat player in every week. Michael Lissack does a great job with that in the PR department. And the player, they get to get an autograph from the player. They get to ask them questions. They take pictures with them. So it's all encompassing. And we've got a great young array of coaches that we've had over the years that know how we want to coach and how we want to handle and be with, communicate with the players, the kids, and the parents. So it's all encompassing. It's really a lot of fun.
Coach,
Go ahead, Leroy.
Coach, I always wonder about this because I love working with the kids at times, but it's the parents. And then you bring, say, coaches. Do you find that some of these coaches are also learning the way the Heat do things and kind of implement that when they go coach outside of these camps?
No doubt. One of the things I've mentioned a lot of things because we have guys, we have guys and girls, young men and women that they're just out of college. Maybe they're 24, 25 years old, and they're just learning about things, and they want to coach, and maybe they want to teach. And one of the things I tell them is, among a lot of things, is that I think every teacher, every coach, every parent should follow one particular rule that I like is that whenever you say something negative to a kid, follow it with a positive. Because all of us, we all know you don't want to beat somebody down when they make a mistake, but you want to correct something, but you don't want to make it a big deal and then follow it with a positive. Now, I was very fortunate in high school as a high school coach where I never got on my players after we lost. I got on them after we won because they had the win to fall back on.
Right.
But of course, I coached 8 years in high school. We only lost 21 games. So that was easy to do.
Right.
From your perspective, Coach, what have you taken away from these playoffs? Obviously, the Knicks are going to the finals for the first time in a while, which stings. It stings to see that. I know that their city's very happy. But then you got this hell of a matchup on the west side of things. Like, do you think that the winner of San Antonio OKC is going to end up winning this thing, or do you think the Knicks stack up as true contenders in this whole deal?
Well, they always make a big deal about getting rest at this time of the year. I always felt that once NBA players like to play every other day, every other night, they get in a routine. You give them 2-3 days off, it throws them off a little bit. During the season, sometimes you play 3 and 4 nights. You might play 4 and 7, 8 nights. It's tough. But if you play every other night, then they're in rhythm. So the Knicks are in rhythm. They're going to have to deal with this long layoff now. But I always felt like you get kind of in a stupor, as I call it, where you get into a certain mode where you're playing well, one of the factors that nobody ever puts into the equation is what team is playing their best at the end of the season, going into the playoff or in the playoffs. You remember in 23 where we had to win what? We had to play twice to get in, I believe, for the play-in.
Yep.
And we went
Right.
to the finals,
Right.
right? So we got hot at the right time. We were playing well. And, you know, we got to the finals and played a real good Denver team. We didn't do well in the finals, but we got there. And so the Knicks are playing the best basketball of anybody in the playoffs. So they've got a shot. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, this other series, the Western Conference Finals may go 7 games.
Right.
Right.
So that'll be interesting to see, you know, how that will that affect them in a positive way or a negative way. We'll see.
It's physical too. It's a physical series. So guys are limping off the court every game.
Yes. Yes. You know, you get to this time of the year, every possession is important, and they're defense teams that are just not so good defensively all of a sudden get a little bit better because they play a little harder, and both teams give all out effort, and they're gonna need that effort to beat the Knicks because the Knicks are getting it done at both ends of the floor.
Right.
Coach, I was curious. What'd you think this year of Kaspar's Jakučionis' rookie year? Because I noticed you always look at the kids when they're not talking about the young Heat players. Like you always notice the guys who put in the work, and that's always kind of been a thing with him. Is people say he works his butt off. He saw the 3-point shooting that he did. When you're a 19-year-old, you got your first year under your belt. Well, what's the most important thing like when you're going into the next year of like trying to get yourself situated and perform more in the NBA? Like when young players went away after having their first year under their belt.
Well, one of the things I've always felt that the Heat don't get enough credit for, and specifically Pat Riley and the scouting department, is that they bring in they don't just draft guys. They draft guys who they think will accept constructive criticism and will work their butt off to get better. And this is a good example of it. Look at Pelle Larsson. Look what he's done in 2 years. And so this young man came in hungry. He came in willing to learn, and he's really progressed since the beginning of the year. When he was shooting at the beginning of the season, it didn't look like he was going to be that good a shooter that quickly. But man, did he pick it up. And I said for years, when I was on the air with Eric Reed doing the games, I said for years that he'd have arguably the best teaching staff in the NBA. I was part of it for 11 years. I know on the inside. And if you got the right guys that want to work, then they're going to get better. They're professional athletes. There's no other distraction. They're not going to class and all that stuff. The whole existence is basketball. And you can work out 3 times a day. Any Heat player can go to the arena, go to the practice court at any time during the hours of night, day, whatever, and go in the gym and shoot. And if you've got that attitude, you've got that approach like these young players do, it's a great combination. Look how much better Khalil Ware got last year from the beginning of the season to the end, right? The Heat attack all aspects of a player's game. They're very pragmatic. They don't sweep anything under the rug. If you're not good at something, they talk about it, they show you, and they work on it. Not everybody does that. And that's part of the mantra of the Heat culture. And so I'm really enthused that this young guy is going to really, he's got a really good career ahead of him. Jakučionis, is that how you say his name?
Yeah, you're there. It's silent on the J, but you're getting there, Coach.
Yeah, it's probably the first time I got it right.
You get it right when he comes in. Has he done a Heat camp yet? Has he gotten the questions for the kids? Like when they're a rookie,
yet,
do they?
Yeah.
They don't even know what they're in for with the kids.
I look forward to that. It's really cool because I don't. When I was announcing and when I was an assistant, I got to know the players.
Yeah.
Now I don't get to see them as much. In my role as an ambassador, as you will, or a junior Heat coach. But when they come to camp, we can really connect with them, and they're really cool. Most of the guys, they have a great time at camp with the kids. They totally embrace it. They understand that the campers, that's the highlight of the week for the campers, to meet a Heat player, get an autograph, get a picture. I I love what I'm doing now for the Heat. You know, Jeff Craney, Julian Sanchez, Santi Echeverria, Marvin Johnson. They're all the crux of the Junior Heat program. And we have one of the best junior NBA, if you will, programs in the NBA. And it reflects in the popularity of the camp and the many skills that we teach. And it's so encompassing. Like I mentioned to you, Michael Lissack does an unbelievable job getting us a player every week. And so it all comes together. We're really looking forward to it. It's 2 weeks from yesterday starts camp, June 8th at Slam.
Yep.
So in Miami, we're going to have 2 weeks at Slam, 2 weeks on the practice court, which is cool. They love that.
That's cool.
We're going to go to Cooper City High School. We're going to go to Nova Southeastern University, which is a new venue for us. And then we're going to be up in Deerfield Beach at Pickleball. Beautiful facility with 6 full courts. Then next year, we're going to venture even a little further north and go into West Palm Beach. So we have that scheduled for next. So we're really getting around. We're doing what Pat Riley wanted it to do, is to go to as many venues as we can and develop young Heat fans. And you mentioned earlier about the parents. Sometimes I'm speaking to the kids, and because that's one of my favorite things to do. I tell stories. But what the parents don't realize is I'm really talking to them too. Because they're there in the morning when we start, right? A lot of them, and then they're there at 3:10, 3:15 when I start talking to the kids at the end of the day. And some of the stuff I say to them, you know, it's really directed toward the parents as well.
Right.
You know, one of the other staples that I love is that we tell the kids, hey, you got to make your bed every morning when you get up, right? It gets your day going. You got a positive approach to the day. You already accomplished something, that sort of thing. And I had a parent come to me about 3 years ago over at Slam on a Wednesday, and she said, you know, not only does my 8-year-old son make his bed, but he showed his 6-year-old brother how to make it.
Wow.
There's nothing cooler than that, man.
That is cool.
It is.
That is cool.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys want to go. As Coach said, they're going to be going all over, starting June 8th, Slam Miami for a couple weeks. Then they go to Cooper City after that, June 22nd through the 26th. And then they'll be at the Kaseya Center July 6th through the 10th, and then just touring throughout. So go look up the Junior Heat camps right now on the Miami Heat's website. You get a full day there. The players are out there. Is there a guy on the roster you like getting the questions the most right now? Is it Bam? Is it, even if UD makes a visit, Coach? Like, who gives the best wisdom as far as the players?
Davion Mitchell was really good when we brought him in. He really embraced it. And he liked it when I said to him, Davion, how is it possible that you shot 30-something% in your career? This was 2 years ago. And then when we played Atlanta, he's had 2 games in a row, 2 years in a row, where he had the play-in game where he shot over 40% from the 3-point line. Right. And he was smiling, and he didn't expect that stat to be thrown out there. But I embrace all of them because they're all really good with the kid. They're really, I give the Heat a lot of credit for bringing in these quality guys who are, they're really personable off the court. They're not just showing up because they were told to by the Heat, or they have time to do it. They really embrace the experience. What I also love to do is we have Bob McAdoo speak at the camp once in a while. And I love introducing because I mentioned that he was the Kevin Durant of his era, averaging over 30 points a game, 3 straight years. He was the MVP one year. He averaged 34.5 points a game without the 3-point shot. And he was MVP one year, and the other 2 years he didn't win the MVP. Some guy named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar beat him out. So I love introducing him at the camp, and he gets some recognition. We have Glenn Rice at camp every day, one of the greatest shooters in the history of the NBA.
Yep.
So it's all encompassing, man. It really is. We really enjoy it.
Well, we appreciate you giving us some time, Coach. You do a great job with it, and another great summer ahead of Junior Heat Camp for all the little Heat fans out there who want to get their skills right, their life skills right. Sign up for Junior Heat Camp today. We appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Stop in anytime, guys.
All righty. The great Tony Fiorentino joining us there. We'll take a break here on the program. More to come. We're back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program as the New York Knicks are going to the NBA Finals. Shoot me. What?
I mean, I think it would have been worse if the Cavs would have went for you.
Nah.
Nah?
Nah, I told you you're going in. Because if the Cavs would have gone, you
could still say Fat Bum will never win a championship.
He's not going to win a championship. Yeah, he's so delusional. But I don't know, man. I don't think the Knicks are going to win. But I mean, how many wins do you have to have in a row, beating the brakes off of everybody before you're like, you know what? They're playing pretty damn good.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that Detroit team with Chauncey, but they have better shooting. The Knicks have better shooting, and I would say a better score as a star. Huh?
Why does it remind you of that team?
It reminds me of that team because
team won games, turning games into a boulder fight.
No, it reminds me of that team because when we talked about the West, we said the same things about the West that year. That whoever won, I forget who the Lakers played, but whoever won that series, they would just destroy Detroit.
Look, I don't think that the Knicks have had anywhere close to the path that anything has been in the West. That's for sure. But sometimes you're humming, man. I mean, it takes if they go and steal one of those first ones, you're going to be in a good spot.
Yep.
In those series. So
I don't think you can. I think I was 2 weeks ago. I was more dismissive of this, seeing San Antonio and OKC just on a path towards one another, and saying before the series started that this was for the NBA championship. Watching the Knicks play though, and watching how they shoot, but more importantly, how they defend. I can't dismiss them. I can't. And the only thing that I would say is that the only anomaly in all of this is if Wembanyama gets by, because I still don't know who anybody has to defend him.
Nobody does. I mean, he's a space alien. It's crazy. I mean, he's pulling up from half court. He's ridiculous.
Right.
But
shot it like a free throw.
Yeah, but there still is, an element of, Young doesn't usually win this fast, but he is such an aberration as a player that I think it kind of changes the rules on certain things. I mean, Stephon Castle's got to be a little bit more careful with the basketball. We'll see what happens with Dylan Harper's health. Fox, has to, kind of get in line and get in gear with that. But yeah, he's going to be a generational talent. I don't think that you could really mark with everybody else. OKC is, deep as hell, but I will say, all of a sudden you start losing guard after guard. Like, part of their superpower is that the depth that they have. And I don't know, Jalen Williams' hamstring did not look good as he left, and he really hasn't been healthy all year.
He hasn't been healthy, and I just think the stress, the sheer stress of
trying to come back
and put you never. Here's what I would say about sports: you can prepare to come back, and you can feel healthy when you come back, and you can say you're 100%. But you don't realize the stress that you put on your body to ask it to go to a level that you haven't in your rehab. And I think that's the part of all of this that people are missing, especially with hamstrings, core injuries, or whatever. You're not doing trained movements. When you're rehabbing, they're training your muscles. You're doing certain exercises to strengthen that muscle. When you play a basketball game, you're just reacting.
Mm-hmm.
And that puts a different level of stress on all the muscles, including the one you injured, that's associated with that. And I think that's the part that you never really know, especially with a hamstring. How long am I going to be able to last? Can I take it easy? Can I play, 75%? Because if you're a competitor, when you're competing, you're not thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why this is a hamstring is a tough thing, because you don't know what movement is going to re-aggravate it.
It's going to be interesting to see what Cleveland does this offseason, because that definitely adds a lot of wrinkles to the Heat's offseason, because in a couple of ways. I mean, they obviously will be looking at, will they be bringing LeBron James back? Is that going to be the swan song? Are they going to bring James Harden back? Because there's been, the reports going into the playoffs were 95% he's signing an extension with Cleveland. They have Donovan Mitchell going into the last year of his deal if he wants it, because he has a player option after this year. Does he sign an extension, or are they, not having him be the best player anymore? He's, it'd be interesting to see where he's at with all of that, because I don't think Cleveland was ever like his first choice. He was traded to Cleveland. Will he have a wandering eye? And then will they get in the game for Giannis and maybe trade Evan Mobley? So there's a lot of things that's up in the air with them getting bounced. And, they made their first conference finals, but they weren't competitive. I mean, they got absolutely humiliated, embarrassed, and that usually leads to some soul searching as an organization.
Right. At this point, like, I think you have to have the wherewithal to be able to make moves for a big star. What happens in these situations is they want to make a move so bad that they deplete their roster or give up a whole bunch of assets for a guy who's not going to get them over the hump. And I think you have to be diligent with how you go after these players, because of especially where the Heat are. I mean, not especially where the Cavs are. They're not far, and there's a couple of pieces that could.
Well, they're far as long as they have James Harden. Then they're far. If they got rid of James Harden, they'd be closer.
Here, let's change that. Let's say they're far if they have to rely on James Harden.
Sure.
So you can have James Harden.
Well, how are you not going to have, but that's the thing, is how are you going to have James Harden? Like, is James Harden ever going to be in a world where he doesn't feel relied upon? He's the point guard.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like scoring, you can rely on him for other things.
What?
And when Harden's in the game, you don't have to put the ball in Spider's hands as much. So there's that. But if you take and you have somebody like, say, a LeBron or a Giannis, those guys have been known to bring the ball up the court and create space by what they do in the paint. James Harden is not really a spot-up shooter. So,
well, yes, he is. I mean,
he's not a catch-and-shoot guy. He's a guy that he can do it. He can dribble and shoot.
You mean off ball?
If you just take, you see, huh?
You mean off ball?
Off ball, right?
I got it.
That's catch and shoot. Isn't that not off ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said spot up. You said spot up shoot.
Okay. But so from that standpoint, to have a guy that, like a point forward that can bring it up and have Spider on one side, Harden on the other side, and still create pressure in the paint, that could probably help them. But it's a matter of who you're going to have to give up for said guy. I think this is one of the few instances where I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound counterproductive to what I think about the Heat. I think when you play Allen and who's the other big? Mobley together, Mobley's
not a good shooter. They've been trying to go that. They've been trying
to have him shoot threes, and it's not. And so from that situation, they look clunky together, and you think it would mesh a little bit better. So maybe you give up one of those guys.
Yeah, well, listen, they're not getting either one of them because Giannis is probably coming here, according to Kalshi. So, we're not worried about that right now. It's I'm just saying that it definitely puts them into the running of like who's gonna do some things in the East, which is basically everybody who's not the Knicks. Right. I mean, the Knicks don't have a lot of mechanisms as it is anyway. Right. But yeah, I think pretty much everybody in this East. everyone's going to be looking at the East right now because the people are going to look at what the Knicks did and say that was a pretty ridiculous path that they got. It was an easy path. Now they clobbered everybody like a game of whack-a-mole. So,
Right.
I mean, credit to them. But yeah, it wasn't the most daunting, treacherous path to the finals in the world, which is going to make everybody feel like, yeah, there's an opportunity there if you go out East. A lot of the stuff this weekend on Giannis was, Giannis doesn't want to go out West. That the reports were from Mark Stein that he likes Miami and that he likes Boston and that he wants to stay out West or he wants to stay out East. He really doesn't have an interest in going to the West because he wants to get to the everybody looks at the East like they did years ago when LeBron was cruising to the East, that they want to have the easier path to get to the finals because just like the Knicks, like maybe people don't think the Knicks have a chance, but they have a chance because they're playing in the finals. So you want to at least have that what's looked upon as an easier path because you lose in the second round, you look at it as a failure. If you lose in the finals, it's not looked upon as much. So yeah, I do think that there's going to be a lot of people, whether it be LeBron, whether it be Giannis, who are going to be eyeing some teams, and especially because every team in the East, probably outside of Detroit, is looking at like and New York is probably looking at some major shakeup that they want to bring to the table this year.
Yeah, and you think Detroit is just 1 year more of maturity?
I think there's a year of maturity. I mean, they got to figure out what they're going to do with Jalen
Don't say
Duren's
it like
contract.
that.
What?
Maturity. Yeah,
That's how you say it, though. Well, not how you said it. It's maturity. Yeah, it is so a little bit more mature. Then they can figure some things out. But they got to. I mean, you're going to pay Jalen Duren $1 gazillion after that playoff performance. That's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough. I mean, he really stunk up the joint.
Right, and that's the thing that sucks. That when you're in that situation and you're working for that extension, right? And then the lasting image is not what you did all year, but the last playoff series. I like from a fan perspective, I could see how you could say, nope, I'm not doing it. But from a team perspective, you have to look at the whole year and understand that they're a young team and they're going to grow and get better.
Yeah, he's still super young, and I think that they
Right.
probably will. I mean, he just made All NBA, which maybe speaks to the quality of All NBA this past year on the third team. But he has a lot of growth to do in the playoffs.
Right.
It wasn't like a little bit. It wasn't one stinker here and there. He has a lot of growth that he has to do.
Is he 20 yet? Is he 20?
I think he's 22.
22? Yeah. Like, yeah, but he's gonna get that big one soon.
Maybe.
Yikes. They ain't gonna give it to him.
I don't know. Normally you would get a guy who's your draft pick, you have that kind of a year where you're averaging, 19 and a half and 10 and a half a game. Yeah, usually that guy's gonna get the Uber max because he's your guy. But I don't know. It's an interesting conundrum for them because you did a good job, but he needs to play a lot better.
Right.
But he's super young. I mean, he's going to be, he's 22 years old. So we'll take a break. We'll get into some of the other Heat happenings out there. There was a lot of noise over the weekend. Take a break. We're back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. What's got you all giggly there, Birderer?
I was just asking production questions.
No, you weren't. That's a lie.
I
mean,
swear.
you've never asked a production question in your life.
No,
That's so not true. Number one.
Never asked a
And number two,
you
you're
asked
not
a
here, so
production
why would
question.
you
Hey.
tell me?
Hold on.
I don't know. Last
Hold
time
on.
you two were
literally
giggling, it was a
asked a question.
Tortuga.
she literally asked me if the channel 3 was off, and I just said yes. And then she said, I never doubted you. And so we started laughing.
Bam. There you go.
Mm.
That's
That's
literally
what
what
it was.
happened.
Mm-mm. I don't believe it.
Oh, well, that's on you because
Well,
that's literally what happened.
I don't
literally
believe
what
it. I don't believe it. I think that's that seems a little bit fishy, if you ask me. I don't know. Let's get to our headlines. Those are brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com as the Miami Marlins rolling. They've won 4 straight. They beat the Blue Jays yesterday 8-2, but I want to play the walk-off grand slam on Sunday for those who were partying and hungover yesterday. This was Adebayo Hernandez winning it and sweeping the Mets.
0-1 pitch. Hernandez hits that one plenty deep enough. Straight
Go
away
get-
center.
get
It
out of
keeps
here.
on going. It is gone. Big Bert's.
Big
A
Bird.
walk-off grand slam. Straight away center field. Not scoreless anymore. Heriberto Hernandez, the hero for the fish. And how that has to feel for that guy. A walk-off grand slam and a Met sweep.
Yeah, that always feels good. I hate the Mets. So, great job by Adebayo Hernandez with the walk-off yesterday.
Can I
Fish.
say his name?
Say what?
Can I say his name?
Sure.
Because since yesterday, Marcos totally butchered it.
What did he call him?
I don't even know, but he wasn't saying it right, and it was driving me crazy. It's Heriberto. There you go.
Cool.
You're welcome.
The H is silent.
Thank you for chiming in there, Rosetta Stone, Leroy.
Hey,
You really nailed it. The H is silent. Wow.
do you have to be an ass all the time? Like,
What mystery you solving next, Scooby-Doo?
what's who's that? No, we're good.
Ready, Rico.
What do we do? Come on. I mean, what? I like,
He said it so nicely too. He's like,
right, right. Like I wasn't trying to be a smart ass or nothing. No, just like no. Then
You're
I get
stating
hit.
facts.
Huh?
You were stating facts.
Yeah.
He's right. I mean, yeah, just
Way to go.
the conviction that he said
Rosetta
that.
Stone. Like, wow. That was a little heavy-handed.
Bob Buckley says Adebayo the calculator Hernandez. That Bendix must have been happy because finally. Yesterday, the Marlins got big gains from everybody in the lineup.
Everybody hit.
Everybody was hitting yesterday.
Left versus left, right versus left. Everybody hit. Go figure.
Yeah, that was good. Sandman's on the hill today. When's our first pitch today? We got a 7-10er today. 7:07. And not a minute later. 7:07. Marlins and Blue Jays today.
Hey, so on the Marlins station, they don't show nothing else.
I don't know. I mean, I log in. It's I do it mostly on the MLB app. That's where I'm watching.
I do
think
it on
it's-
TV.
You can
and
watch it on
it's-
the TV. I
It
don't know what
goes
else. there-
Marlins on, Marlins off, couple of replays. See you tomorrow.
If you go to the app, you could watch some jumbo shrimp.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could watch the minor league teams if you want
Wow.
to.
Well,
Leroy, can we?
you don't want to watch it because Morel's not there.
Oh, dude. You're not kidding. Give us a weather update, Leroy, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, keeping your home and family safe when the storm rolls in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate.
Folks, I'm going to tell you like this. If you want to know what time it's going to rain, just wait for Leroy to go in his backyard and work on the backyard. And it will rain.
And stare at your wife.
Oh, she's getting a look. She goes, "What's wrong?" No damn well what's wrong. Anyway, it is quite breezy outside right now. We'll go over to the window plex to get a better look. Winds are humming. I would say 15 miles an hour plus. Winds are coming out of the east. And the fact that it rained so early means that those evening showers might be over the Everglades. Because normally the way it works this time of year is that the easterly winds push the clouds off the ocean, and then the westerly breeze pushes it back, and it sits right over West Broward or Palm Beach or whatever. But I would say it's 15, 20 miles an hour, temperatures in the low 80s, and I would look for a stray shower because it already rained this morning by me. What's wrong?
You did a wonderful job. With the guitar solo, of course.
No, that's like my mic.
Also,
my cord.
Tobin, you muted yourself.
He's doing though. I don't understand why. Because I'm trying to like get as little sound as possible with him out there banging on guitars like he's
I'm not. That wasn't a guitar. That was my. No, that was my cord hitting
I know it was that. It sounded like a guitar.
Yeah.
Right. Like I mean,
guitar, that's exactly what it was.
It sounds like Looney Tunes when Bugs would hit somebody over the head with a guitar. That's what it sounds like. Anyway,
somebody called saying Memorial Day barbecues was supposed to get rained out. Didn't happen. Leroy wasn't around to use the window plex.
We got to give the highest of honor on this show when a loved one passes. But oh no,
yeah,
Manny Fernandez passed
saw
away.
that.
The legendary Miami Dolphin from the 1972 perfect team, two-time champion in the Ring of Honor, passed away, and that news coming across yesterday. 79 years old, Manny Fernandez passing away. So huge bummer, and of course, you know, seeing any of those legends pass away from that team that's so beloved, always sad news. But that came across yesterday. Dolphins put out a statement on it. It says, "We're deeply saddened by the passing of Manny Fernandez, a member of the 1972 perfect team, two-time Super Bowl champ, Ring of Honor member, and an anchor of the Dolphins' legendary no-name defense. Consistent, selfless contributions on the field were instrumental in the Dolphins' success throughout the early 1970s, particularly the team's 3 consecutive Super Bowl appearances in which he produced some of those memorable defensive performances in history. Our thoughts are with his family and loved ones and teammates as we remember one of the best players in Dolphins history." So that yesterday, that tweeted out this morning by the Miami Dolphins. But sad news, but an absolute icon for the franchise's history. We will take a break. More to come here on the show. We had a little bit of crosstown drama with some of the teams. We'll tell you about that coming up next. All right, welcome back, everybody.
Let me run.
Tobin and Leroy there with you on FM 3 WQAM. No, I mean this cannot stand. You've been awful today.
What do you mean?
You've been awful today, dude.
Management called me.
I didn't even see a phone in his hand. That's why I unmuted him. And it just got worse by the second. And then this thing froze, and I was trying to unmute him, and I couldn't.
It's incredible.
Management called. I had to.
And then what management when you go, that's radio. Like that's how you start the segment. What am I to do with that?
Talk to management.
I was talking to my management. I don't think it was the same person.
No, it was not.
Oh my God. Hey, the great George Lopez is coming to Hard Rock Live on June 11th, and you guys can win a pair of tickets right now. If you guys want to go see George Lopez, caller number, what do you want to do, Jennifer?
Let's do caller number 7.
Caller 7 right now to 305-567-0560. We'll win a pair of tickets to see George Lopez. If you guys can't wait to win, purchase tickets at casino.hardrock.com/Hollywood. But if you guys want to see George Lopez, caller 7 right now to 305-567-0560 wins the tickets. A nice weekend for the most part for Bam Adebayo, who is back on the all-defensive team. He made all-defensive second team which is annoying because he's better than, everybody but Wemby on the first team. But also, I didn't think he was going to make the team because, first of all, he's the only player that was on a non-playoff team to make the all-defensive team.
Right.
He didn't make it last year. And based on the DPOY voting and a lot of the peer voting, I didn't think he was going to make the team. So I'm happy that Bam made his 6th all-defensive team, which is the most in Heat history. Congratulations to him. But he was also named the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Champion, Leroy, for his charity work off the court. He was named he got that award from the NBA. High honor for Bam Adebayo.
Yep. Let's not get twisted. We were all floored when we heard Zoe say what he said, right? And that's we didn't know Bam the way he did. But Bam is a good dude. He handles himself in a way that you hope that your star athlete handles himself.
Yes.
And from that standpoint, he's a champion of the Heat cause. He preaches it, but he also, does it. So if you are unaware of how to play, just watch me. And I think that's a cool thing. A lot of guys out there talking about what we should be doing, and you don't see them doing it. But it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. It couldn't have happened to a better professional. So I'm happy for him. That still don't mean I'm not going to beat his butt in dominoes, but that's a whole nother conversation.
We've already lost once, but I respect that you feel like you could bounce back. Now, as we've said, great guy, has rare public missteps.
Right.
Until this weekend.
What happened?
Bam Adebayo went to Game 3 of the Western Conference Final in Vegas. He's in Vegas now. I don't know if you know this. His lady plays for the Aces. Her name is Asia Wilson.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal. So they went to Game 3. And what I assume happened here is, Vegas PR saw Asia and Bam there, and they got them a couple of Vegas Golden Knights sweaters. And Bam Adebayo obliged, and he put on a number 13 Adebayo Vegas Golden Knights sweater while watching the game, which, as a one-time drum banger of the Florida Panthers, a Panthers fan, I think Bam Adebayo would consider himself. This didn't go over great with the Panthers fan base, and also broke the Panthers' heart. Because,
Why?
Hold on. Why? They beat the Panthers in the final. I mean, there's a storied playoff history there.
Got 2 championships since then.
Well, tell that to the Cats, because the Cats saw Bam and Asia in their Vegas garb, and they say, "Bam, what are you doing?"
Let me just say, our jerseys are way nicer.
I hate
No,
their
of course.
Their
Of course.
jerseys look like
Hideous
Cirque
color.
du Soleil.
Here's what I would say,
Too much.
and I'm gonna tell you from firsthand experience.
Pam, what do you
Before you wax poetic on things, let me get the whole story out there, because that's a typical Leroy. Like let me give you every staple here.
All right.
And in case you didn't see it, Leroy, that was retweeted by the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers are like, "Hey man, well, what? You know, we're not sitting here with Kachuk in a Jokic jersey,
Right.
You know, that it still stings losing." So I think Bam knows he bleeped up, because people were wondering, like, "Hey, what the hell's going on here?" We get it. You know, she's Vegas royalty. They're going to hobnob. They're going to try and sway you. They'll probably try and steal you if there's a Vegas NBA team. So Bam then gets on social media and he addresses the controversy. And he is now he out of nowhere has a Panthers jersey. I'll play this for our radio audience. He's sitting in a car. He still has the
That's
Vegas
Cullinan
sweater
right
on.
there.
And he's going to hold up that he has a Panthers jersey, surprisingly in a shopping bag. But this is Bam.
So we just went to a nice game. I just want everybody to know it's still, I just couldn't wear it in there because I was with somebody, but y'all know what it is.
Okay, well, listen. He knows he bleeped up. All right, this cannot stand. You can't sit there and like the damage is done. I mean, I'm not gonna kill him, because like if it was a Lightning jersey, that would be one thing. It's the Knights.
That would be enough.
But I think he knows that if he would have worn a Knights jersey. But you can hear Asia Wilson thinks this is ridiculous in the background, where she's like, "Oh my god, why do you have to do this?" Because he knows, he knows, Asia, that he can't wear a Knights sweater because there's history there. All right, we don't like the Knights. It's not number 2, 3, or 4, but they're on the list. And I find it hilarious that he just had to go spend $300 to go prove that he's a Panthers fan after realizing he hurt feelings.
Well,
that's how nice a man he is.
Y'all didn't realize the car he was in. I did by the lighting on the roof.
I did realize it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's got it like that.
Well, he does have it like that. Yes,
but,
I mean,
but here's what I would say. It's like, how can I put it? When I go to Canes games, I wear a Canes jersey or Canes shirt, right? Because I'm there with my Canes friends, right? I want to enjoy the game with them, so I put on a Canes. But best believe I'm shooting a bird to any guy that I played against that played for the Canes when they beat us. It's you're just
not the same. You're doing a sport to sport thing. Like Bam wouldn't go anywhere else and wear another sports jersey. Like, you know, I think the comp would be, if you wanted to do that, is if you went to an Indiana Hoosiers game and you wore a Hoosiers. Maybe it's not a rivalry, but the Hoosiers just beat the Canes in the national championship. Like, you wouldn't be wearing if you were in Mark Cuban's box.
No, but my tie. The reason why my tie in said that. That the tie-in is that he's there with Asia, who is,
I understand, is
Vegas, right?
Well,
and so he's going to a game with her. Like, that's where the tie-in is.
I'm sure.
Like, am I considered? Listen, I know I do radio down here and everything. Am I the biggest Canes fan? Absolutely not. Do I go? Have I had season tickets? Yeah, but best believe if the Canes played Michigan, I'd be sitting right in the middle of all that with my Michigan garb on.
Again, but
right?
you're doing a direct thing. I don't think anybody would blame you for wearing a Michigan if you went there. If he went to a Kentucky game, nobody
but
here
he's
is
there
upset.
with his girl.
Yes,
The tie-in is me. I didn't go to Miami. I merely go to the games. When I go to the games with my friends, I put on Canes gear.
That's fine. He obviously knows that he messed up because he wouldn't buy a Panthers sweater. He knows that he can't be doing that as a Panthers drum banger. You cannot leave the fraternity of banging the drum, and then all of a sudden you're there for the Vegas Golden Knights show.
Right.
It's uncouth.
Some handsome Davy said he could still sit there in Panthers gear.
It's not even about the thing is that
Panthers aren't playing though.
Well, I agree with Leroy on that, and like just don't wear anything. Just take the jersey, don't put it on.
Listen,
no, because I've been.
You don't know what their deal was either, because a lot of times they'll make a big deal about it and they say, "Asia, we'll put you up front. We'll take care of you. We made you a jersey or whatever." Bam, we made you one too. It's like a whole thing. It's not just as simple as, you know what? We're going to a Vegas game. Let's go buy a Vegas jersey. No, it had a lot to do with.
Well, I think
the Golden Knights probably doing something for them.
Well, I don't think Bam. I think you're probably right. I think Bam probably was roped into it because of some adorable bit, because they're two scoops of adorable, not realizing that the baggage there of the past is, hey, they've lost to them in a Stanley Cup as of 3 years ago. You can't do that. Being one of the faces of South Florida sports stings too much.
Yeah, like keep the jersey in your lap. Keep the jersey in your lap. You don't got to put it on. You don't got to take a picture with
it. Then they don't get the.
Okay, fine, but then you take it off because
like hold it up for the picture and then keep it in your lap. There's no reason why there's no reason to be wearing a Panthers jersey, courts courtside. My brain isn't.
Look at that. See that? Leroy was a denim cowboy because of Big Spoon. Happens.
No, I listen. I know that he was roped into it, and that's why she finds it ridiculous that he had to go spend. Because imagine this. This is the funnier scenario. Okay, it's not even that he did this. Okay, we all know why he did it. He did it because he was being a good squeeze. The funny image is this professional athlete upset Panthers Twitter, and because Bam Adebayo is so polite, he had to go take out his credit card and spend $300 on a Panthers jersey he already has
in Vegas,
in Las Vegas.
No, that's a markup too.
Yeah, he had to go to the NHL store.
He had to go to the NHL. He goes, and she has to say, like, imagine they're going to.
No, I'm telling you what she's saying. She's like, don't, no, don't.
He goes, but I've upset the Panthers, and she goes, you're not a Panther. He goes, but I am a Panther. I banged the drum. She's like, what does that mean? I'm like, and so
yes, it's crazy.
He has to sit here. This is how nice this man is that he has to take out his credit card in the desert and get a new Panthers sweater to prove to the Panthers that he's a Panthers fan, even though he already has multiple Panthers sweaters, but he doesn't have one in that moment because he's draped in Knights gear. Because he was trying to be a good boyfriend.
Yes. And I tell you what, Tobin, if you were in that situation and I was in that situation, we would have did the same thing.
No, I would never wear Knights gear. Okay. I would never wear Knights gear.
Okay.
But
I
would never be reversed here too.
Yeah, and I would never expect somebody
wait, if they went to a Panthers game, you think she would put on a Panthers sweater?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think she's ever banged the drum for the Knights.
No,
has
but
she?
I'm saying but I'm saying if he went to a Panthers game with her and the Panthers said, okay, now we got you one, Asia. You gotta you think
I would like her to pay it back.
Would it be the same outrage?
Probably.
I don't know. You'd have to ask the Golden Knights. If the Golden you would have to ask the Golden Knights.
After this, if she were to do that, it would definitely come back full circle.
Yes.
Well,
so would it be even Stevens if she came to a Panthers game and wore a Panthers sweater?
That would be nice. I would appreciate that.
But
for
like
opening
Panthers.
But knowing her, because she's kind of a troll, like she probably wouldn't do it, which I think is extra funny.
Well, you can hear her very.
Panthers. And this is a message to the Panthers. Now, you have to make this happen. First of all, you got to make it happen to kind of help Bam out, right? Because he's such a good guy.
Probably already like generating in their heads. They're like, okay, come back. They're going to
Right.
be doing this.
Right.
They take notes. They have receipts, and they're really good at what they do with marketing.
She was very annoyed. You could tell in the background.
So we just went to a nice game. I just want everybody to know it's still.
She's like, oh my God.
I just couldn't wear it in there because I was with somebody, but y'all know what it is.
Oh,
My
you know what?
still has the
No,
jersey on.
wait. You know what she did?
He still
I'm
has
gonna tell
it
you what
on.
happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. She turned that camera off. With somebody? With somebody? I'm just somebody? You went to the game with somebody? You know how y'all do.
But she's like,
They're trolls. That's how their relationship is.
you spent $300 to make good on this, to make the hockey team.
How you know you didn't take it back
better?
and return it?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. That, like I would just say now it's up to the Panthers to go full circle on this, right? Then everybody is safe. That means you do Bam a solid, fan base a solid, right? And then guess what? You got to put them up in the suite. You can't just put them like on the ice. Like,
well, it depends what they want.
Did. You got to one up them.
SDI says, where does one buy a Cats jersey in Vegas? I think there's an NHL store there. Yeah, there's an NHL store there.
Every place has an NHL store.
They have a ton of NHL stuff around in Las Vegas.
I'm telling you what, that street. Remember, we went to eat at the restaurant before the high. It's crowded. It is packed going into that arena.
Dude, I couldn't be more wrong in that series. They're up 3-0 right now. I can't believe it.
Oh,
I mean, what a complete yak job here by the Colorado Avalanche.
No, I should have went on and took put some onion on it because I said
I can't believe
Vegas.
it, dude. Tortorella winning the Stanley Cup is going to be insane. I mean,
and
you're not
going to fill in.
You can't find it. I mean, like him versus if Brindamore ends up. I mean, two of the most unlikable guys, on the benches for these games.
You've made sports unwatchable for you.
No, I make it very watchable. That's where you're
I mean, you're like so who you gonna hate more?
Oh, I'm gonna root for Tortorella. I hate the Carolina Hurricanes.
Right, because they're skinning the game there.
Yeah, I don't like that guy.
Right.
And that's why I'm saying, like, look, there's two things that I think help Bam here. One, the Panthers aren't in the playoffs. Two, in the pantheon of teams I dislike, I would say they're probably like outside the top 5. They're not Tampa, they're not Carolina, they're not New York, Toronto, Boston, even on the west side of
you
things.
just have
probably
history
Edmonton.
with them.
Yeah, but
it's not like you dislike them. You just have some history.
Another Panthers jersey. You think he gives that Panthers jersey to somebody? He goes, all right, I made my video.
I mean, it don't say Adebayo on the back like the Vegas one does.
Man. Well, we'll take a break. When we come back, Leroy's game balls and game bums. That's next. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Cigar lovers, we got your chance to win to the sold-out VIP Drew Estates Florida Barn Smoker in November. VIP tickets here. Throughout the day, you'll enjoy premium and VIP cigars, curated food, beverage experiences, food trucks, drinks, and more. To be eligible to win, enter now at WQAM.com/contest. You must be 21 plus to enter and attend. Valid ID required at event registration. So check that on out. We roll on here. It is a Tuesday, and thus we had a holiday off yesterday, which means Leroy had an extra long holiday weekend figure out his game balls and his game bums. And so now is the time, ladies and gentlemen, that we gather around the locker room. Leroy will look around at all the players here and hand out his game balls and game bums.
So for my game ball, I watched a golf tournament this past week, and the leader by 2 going into the round shot 6 under par and lost by 2.
Jeez.
Wyndham Clark shot a 60, 11 under par. And, you know, sometimes the other players in whatever you're doing are just better on that day.
More like
the leader didn't lose. Wyndham Clark won. And you shoot 11 under on the final day of a golf tournament, you deserve to win. So that was pretty cool to watch. I felt bad because, you know, in today's society, we automatically go to, oh, so-and-so choked. He didn't shoot over par. He shot 6 under and still lost. My game bum, and I know this is going to fit right into your hands. Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Dude, you didn't just lose. You got smoked.
Yep.
Smoked. In 4 games that weren't even that close. I mean, the first game, they looked over and said, hold my beer. Right? Like,
I mean, the series was over from that. Like, you blow a 22-point lead and you lose. Like, it was headed towards that anyway.
Life out of them. But you could go to James Harden and, you know, fat bum, never win a championship or whatever. I've never seen a team that make it to this level of basketball and look like they couldn't play well together. Like, it just looked clunky the whole time. I don't know whether it was because basically the Knicks were taking their lunch money, right? But the Cleveland Cavaliers, like, it wasn't that you lost 4-0. You can lose 4-0 and put up fight, and we could, after the series, say, no, the Knicks were just better. No, you looked horrible. Horrible. It was a bad look. And so they get my game bum, and I don't usually like going there, but that, like wow.
You should.
I mean, after every game, you just said, wow, when are they going to provide some resistance?
We should be fair here, you know, as a couple of journalists. Let's hear James Harden's side of the story, because he still believes that we're the better team.
Can't even answer that question, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was 4-0, but I don't think we had a chance as far as our best shot, you know, from a standpoint of the circumstances. You know, obviously they dominated us 4-0, but yeah, I don't know if I can necessarily answer that question, just because genuinely I do feel like we are the better team, but you know, series wise, you know, it didn't show it. So tough question to answer.
What? Dude, hold on.
Fat bum.
If it went to 6 and you had a couple of just bad losses, right?
Yeah.
You maybe could feel that way. If we went to game 7 and you lost because a foot was on the line, you could say that. When your ass gets swept, you shut the hell up and go to Cancun and don't answer no questions. Stop. Yo, with a straight face, I think we're the better team.
Yes, and I've never heard it like that before.
Could New England have said that to Seattle?
No.
That's what it feels like.
But it's the idea that, yeah, they dominated us. They dominated us, but we're still better. What?
You should have said we're a better team than we showed. But you can't say to the bully that I could still kick his ass even though he stole all my money and my lunch. Right? No. You had a chance to fight. Like, they put you in a spin cycle for 3 games, James Harden. And then you get a stop. You bat an arm with, ooh, that James Harden's defense, he picked it up. No, he didn't.
You know what I liked? Like, I
don't like nothing about that.
The thing that's funny is, like the Thunder go and kick the crap out of the Spurs, and De'Aaron Fox said Greg Popovich walked into that locker room and he goes, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And then of course they bounce back. And I just feel like this Cleveland team, every which way, was like trying to explain him and Kenny Atkinson. They're all just like, yeah, analytically, we won 2 of the 3 games, and we're kind of better. James Harden's a great defender. What?
You know what? The more I hear that, the more I really start hating analytics, right? Because analytics ain't playing. And you should have stopped using analytics when there was a 0.001% chance that you would lose that first game and you lost. Analytics be damn. Okay? Like, who cares about analytics when you lost a 22-point lead? So at that point, we should go, we're going to take the analytics comments and just keep them in our pocket for the rest of this series. Because they're garbage. They're garbage. The Knicks led for 12 seconds and you still lost. But
crazy.
Of all the guys to make the statement, we're better, with a guy who they made it a point to isolate you on defense, I would say no. Come, oh my goodness. What?
Game 5, he'll show it.
Yeah, the only thing is Game 5 going to be played in Tussies, and he going to ball out. He going to have a triple-double up in there. he going to have a triple-double.
Unbelievable. Jay Gatto says, where's Patrick Beverly? That's a good question. Has he come out yet? Where is Patrick Beverly? The fact
that you even listening to Patrick Beverly says, like...
Listen, I'm not the one who put my foot in my mouth. He's the one who decided to make this a thing.
See, the problem with this is, when we talk good or bad about a player, everybody feel like they got to go that extra step, right? So it's not okay. It's not okay. Listen, to say James Harden had a great career, he just couldn't win. The big games will get over the hump. Still going to be a Hall of Famer, right? There's no doubt.
Of course you go to Hall of Fame.
It's okay to say that. But when you start having to make those extra statements to put yourself out there, and that's what people do. Like, when I think of, Dwyane and James Harden, they're 2 different players. One, is he one of the best blocking guards? He has more blocks than almost anybody.
Yes.
Right. So that automatically separates the 2 players because one played defense. So, like, you can say James Harden is great. You don't have to then use somebody who is great to say they're better than them, right? And that's where we get in trouble. We can't just say so-and-so is great. You got to say, oh, but he's better than this great player. He's better than, why can't they both be great? That being said, I ain't never, ever in a basketball game seen D-Wade get put in a spin cycle until he was singled up against who they wanted to have the ball against with him playing defense. Never. They did it for a whole game with you.
I've also never heard Dwayne Wade after losing a playoff series be like, yeah, we were still better.
Like you know what? I've never really heard James Harden talk. Right?
Yep.
I don't know how many interviews he does or whatever. And I can honestly say I regret that I did.
All right. We'll take a break. Get you caught up with your headlines. We're back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. I give you a weather update here, which is brought to us by our friends over at Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Currently in Miami, 86 degrees and windy. Rainy conditions expected around 8 p.m. Wind gusts up to 24 miles per hour. So
it's already raining on and off by me.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to get that all week, huh? It's that time of year.
Great.
Get storms in and out.
Nothing like pressure cleaning in the rain.
Yeah, that's not fun, dude. It's not fun. Those headlines, we got those for you. Those are brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. The Marlins, they're riding a 4-game win streak for the first time this season. They beat the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday, 8-2. The bats have awakened for the fish. The pitching has been awesome. All things clicking for Miami right now. They will continue tonight with Sandy Alcantara on the hill. And looking forward to that.
Is he to you? Does he look like regular Sandy, or he just like it's not very consistent? It seems like.
Yeah, I would say
up and down.
He's had a couple of clunkers in there. Like he still is. It's not always nails. Like I wouldn't say like every time Sandy goes out there, I feel automatic about it. But I still feel like he's the best pitcher on the team.
Right.
You know,
it just seems like he has like. When he has those clunkers, he'll have 1 or 2 innings where he just doesn't look like Sandy. Either he not throwing strikes, or when he is throwing strikes, they're knocking the hell out of it.
Crazy. Yeah, he got knocked around the last couple. He kind of had like an up and down month. You know, a couple good starts, but he had a couple of stinkers in there. So we'll see what he's got tonight. You know, this is a Blue Jays team. If they could win this series, great start to the trip. And especially with the way the bat's been going. So hopefully they keep it going. Liam Hicks, you got to feel like Liam Hicks going to have a homecoming home run, his first game ever in his homeland.
Yeah.
I heard on the broadcast yesterday, Mama Hicks was gathering everybody for the tickets to get everybody to this game for the Marlins and Blue Jays. So we'll see what's. I mean, listen, the Blue Jays not exactly having the year that they probably thought they were, coming off that incredible World Series. I mean, damn near almost won the thing.
Right.
But either way, you want to see the Marlins keep riding this momentum the way they are right now, because that Braves series really sucked.
You know, it's crazy. I played in the game in the Sky Dome.
Did you? What'd you play?
Huh? Preseason game.
Against the Bills?
No, against the Patriots.
Why?
I don't know. I had a preseason game there. Broke my big toe.
So you were like, really?
Yeah. Broke
How?
my big toe there. I got tackled and somebody fell on the back of my.
Oh.
And yeah. Before, put it this way. I knew it was broken because I could feel my heartbeat in my toe, and I couldn't take my shoe off. They had to cut my shoe off. But the cool thing is seeing people watch the game from their hotel room. It's like it creeps you out a little bit.
Yeah, they can watch out. Well, listen, they've had to deal with horniness before in the past too. People getting a little too frisky in those windows during Blue Jays games. Exactly, dude. Horny people only in Toronto. Especially when there's no hockey going on. And what do they do with themselves?
Right.
Montreal yesterday, by the way, they lose in overtime. Thought they had the go-ahead, but that's they got called back on offsides. Brendan Moore is real proud of himself. And so they end up winning in overtime. They're up 2-1 in that series in the Eastern Conference Final. Tonight, the brooms could be busted out by Vegas. They have a death grip right now on the series against Colorado. That's at 9:00 tonight. And then on the basketball side of things, we have Spurs and Thunder going on at 8:30. OKC's a 4.5-point favorite today, Leroy, in this game. This series has gone back and forth in the early going.
Is it 1-1-1 now, right?
Yes, it goes 1-1-1 now. Yes.
All right. You like it, it's crazy because the next 3 games are must win for the home team. Because if you're OKC, you can't go down 3-2 and then be back in San Antonio.
Right.
And if you're and if you're San Antonio, if you do go down 3-2, you can't lose at home.
By the way, San Antonio also having a moment where they've bounced back because, for the years, Charles Barkley has been ripping San Antonio for their big women. And I don't know if you've seen what's been going on behind Mitch Johnson in this series, but he's just got giant cans behind him the entire time he's coaching. Nobody can focus on the basketball. So apparently Charles Barkley owes the city of San Antonio and their women an apology.
Did you guys see the nuns?
I saw the nuns. Yes. Was that part of a Nike ad? Was that like a bit for Wemby?
I have no idea, but they were literally blessing the bench.
Jack McKeon did that. Jack McKeon did that. He brought out the priests and he would bless the Marlins bats with holy water and rosaries.
I don't know what if it's for the Nike ad or what it's for, but it's so funny to me.
Yeah, old school nuns are scary. They are. When I had nuns, when I was a wee lad, they got, Sister Ann got so mad at me. I mean, she was like, "What are you doing?" I did this project about, I was raised on a horse farm. And so I, had horse births, both my parents very into horses. And so we showed a
interesting backstory.
Yeah. And so the video I showed was a horse giving birth, which was no big deal to me, but they thought it inappropriate at the time. And must have been because, mind you, this is the 90s. This is not exactly like Heavens to Betsy time. I just thought it was just, hey, you guys don't want to see how a baby horse is born? Now, objectively.
Wait. Listen, I'm going to say this after knowing you, right? As an adult, if you were to say that to me right now, I would say, absolutely not. There's going to be a plot twist because that's what you do.
Well, the plot twist was my dad was trying to bribe the nun to get me out of trouble. She did not accept. She was true to her vows.
Well,
poverty.
Trying to bribe a nun, I don't think that's going to go very well.
I don't think it was really a big deal, though. Like, what's wrong with a bunch of kids seeing how a baby horse is born?
I actually don't think that. That's natural.
What you have to do is, and this is the responsibility of all teachers and parents, you have to put everything in context. You have to explain it. Otherwise, little kids will run with it. Because guess what? I remember going to the zoo, right? And the teacher was talking about all the animals or whatever, but that's not what the kids were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The kids were talking about giant penises.
Well, yeah, I mean,
because that's what kids do.
I mean, it's not the only trunk an elephant has is up front. I don't know what to tell you.
See, that's why you can't. That's why you can't bring. That is exactly why you cannot bring horse births into class.
Very clearly,
that attitude right there.
Sister Ann got very mad at me.
I can see why.
But I didn't show that. I didn't show that part. I didn't show the horses breeding. I had seen plenty of that as a child too.
No, see what I mean? Do you understand why this man cannot be trusted with sensitive information?
She was very mean to me.
I'm not mean to you.
No, not you, Sister Ann.
Yes. You know why? She saw where this was going. Yeah, you're going to be petty and silly sauce guy. No, you can't come in here with serious stuff.
Well, I hope the Wemby nuns are a lot nicer. Also, an update. We talked about the story a little bit last week of Brian Flores' legal team subpoenaing the 25 other teams in the league. The Supreme Court today They have now refused to intervene in the discrimination lawsuit by Brian Flores against the NFL, allowing the case to proceed forward to trial. Justices rebuffed an appeal from the NFL, which wanted the case handled through arbitration rather than in open court in New York. But Justice Brett Kavanaugh dissented, and the decision of not hearing the case. So,
know what that means?
Brian Flores is going to get his day in court.
Nope. Settlement.
Maybe. I mean, they could have settled already.
Yeah, but they could have, because they always thought that the more he pushed it, if there were any point in time that he pushed it and he was turned back, that they would then have more leverage. You see what I'm saying? But now that this is going forward and it continues to move forward, now you got to sit in the room and ask yourself, what do we really want out there?
But Brian Flores is not like he's hard for money. Like, he's one of the highest paid assistant coaches in the league right now.
Yep.
So it's not like he
could do it to he could
really shake some things up.
Yeah.
I believe.
Didn't Gruden sue?
I think Gruden is still suing, yes, for wrongful termination.
I mean,
Gruden's upset because he was exposed for saying, racist things in a news leak. Brian Flores is suing because he felt like he was wrongfully terminated, and then went with schmuckery interviews that he never had a chance for. Because remember, I believe the way that this the smoking gun and all of this was that Bill Belichick was out there congratulating Brian, but he congratulated the wrong Brian. He congratulated what he thought was Brian Dable before Brian Flores had his second interview even with the New York Giants. And that was the teetering Jenga piece that sent everything crashing down.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Like, I've always felt weird about this whole rule, but I understand why it's in place, because I don't want black coaches interviewed for the sake of being black. I want them to be interviewed because they're qualified. And so from that standpoint, we're looking at the head coaches when we really should be looking at assistants, looking at offense and defense coordinators, and see, are there enough minority coaches moving up through the system to then warrant that opportunity. Mm-hmm. And so from that standpoint, when I look at, say, if I go through 64 coordinators, right, how many are black? And start there, and then say, well, that's part of the reason why there's a disparity. The numbers are not, equal, is because the opportunities of these offensive and defensive coordinators are probably what? There's probably 7 or 8 out of the 32.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you're limited there. So I understand why they're doing it, because it's a sad day in life when you have to make people, I won't say do the right thing, but even consider that you have viable, head coaches in your own organizations.
Yeah,
and
especially
just choose to not even identify them.
Yeah, and especially if you feel like you're being put through processes just to check a box.
Right. That's the other thing. That's the biggest thing I have a problem with. Right. And here's what I also understand. I also understand that you have to go through that process a few times so you understand how to handle yourself in that situation, because there's no class for it. Right. So there's that. There's coaches that get head coaching opportunities, but not necessarily their first one. They sometimes are up for it year after year after year, and then finally they get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So Like, I just don't know if making that rule fixes the problem as much as it does, as people think it does. Because now, just say if you have a coach who would never even consider it, and now he has to interview a minority, like, that's not going to push him towards doing it, right? But as a Black coach or minority coach, you need to go through that process, because there's a lot of coaches that go through it a lot. I mean, we've seen a lot of coaches that every year they're up for the job and they don't get it until they're 50-something.
No, for sure. And I think the thing with him is, Flores getting fired the way that he did, and part of this being that, he felt like he was put in a position where he had a terrible roster to start. Then he has 2 winning seasons, and then, they throw his record in his face when they fire him.
When they were asking him to lose games.
Right.
Right. Like, I think that if there's anything to be said, like, everybody may have a problem with what Stephen Ross does and how he goes about doing business and who he has in his inner circle. I would say that look, for whatever reason, like, we don't know the real reason why they decided to fire him. That look is probably the worst of his tenure as owner.
It's not great.
And the only reason why I say that is because you have a young Black coach that finally gets the opportunity of a lifetime. You bring him in on a team that wasn't good. He looks like he's turning it around to where now your team's winning games that everybody's in the league is shocked, right? That with this roster, they're doing this well, right?
Well, especially the way they started. I mean, they started, people were talking about it historically.
Right. Wanted to find the organization and everything.
Yeah. They wanted people wanted the Dolphins out on charges for how they started that season with how bad they were. And then, they looked not good, but they were respectable by the end.
Fins Up said, we didn't want him to win. But you have to understand, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. To give somebody an opportunity of a lifetime and then say, go out and suck, right? It looks bad not only for him, but then you could then follow up and justify not hiring other minority coaches. So it's a bad spot that he was put in, if that's what you wanted to do, because you're not giving him that job for him to be successful. And that's the part of it that is difficult for me to deal with.
Well, I think the thing that he's probably going to be looking at is, like, if he left that job and had the first back-to-back winning seasons in Dolphins history, he went into a hiring cycle where he felt like he didn't really have a fair shake to get hired. Like, they brought him in. They already decided Brian Daboll. I remember the stories about the Broncos, and it's like, oh yeah, they kind of I think one of the stories was like they were hungover basically interviewing him. Right. So I think he was pissed off about that, and so we're gonna see how, if this all does come out, or if it does get settled. I don't know. Maybe it's still, you're right. Maybe it still does get settled, but I will say he's not because of his position with the Vikings, because he's been so successful there, and everybody knows he's a good defensive coordinator.
Right.
It's not like he's in a hard up situation where, unless they're going to give him something crazy. I mean, I don't think he's in this position. He needs to do it. So it will be interesting.
Think about this. And so I think I look at it from a standpoint of when Bill Belichick took over Cleveland, we weren't very good. We had our turnover was like 30 something players the first year. Right. But we got progressively better. And then we went to the playoffs, and then a lot of us were picking us to come out of the AFC. And then they announced the team was leaving, and then they fired Bill Belichick. Like, it was a raw deal, right? It really was. The circumstances surrounding it made the situation more difficult than it actually was. But nobody ever blackballed. He was signed up right away, even with the fact that everybody in Cleveland hated his personality. Right? Everybody hated the way, but everybody knew he was a damn good football coach. And I think that's where Brian Flores needs to get with his resume, is that, listen, You can be ornery. You can do whatever. You do what you need to do. We want to win. And this is the guy we want. And that's what's being taken away from him because of all the other stuff that's been associated with him.
We'll take a break here on the program. More to come. We're back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. And rolling along here as you'll have the Marlins back at it tonight. They will take on the Blue Jays at 7:07, 6:30. You'll have Marlins on deck. Get you ready for all the action. Steven Strom will get you going. And then Jack McMullen and AJ Ramos will have your call from Sky Dome.
You know, I was thinking, I'm surprised that the Steelers didn't interview Brian Flores, because he seems like he has that same makeup as Mike Tomlin. You know what I mean? That serious, get in your face, attitude type. That's what Steeler football is.
Well, maybe Brian Flores, they kind of got his input. Like, hey, what'd you think about coaching Aaron Rodgers one more year? He goes, no, thanks. You ever think about that? Oh, man. Johnny Manziel won his MMA debut this week at the UFC Apex.
Oh, okay. So I didn't see it. I saw bits of it.
Okay.
And every part that I watched, they were laughing about the fighting.
Well, it was very silly.
Training be damned. That's the hardest thing to do. I've seen a lot of people train, then they get in that ring and they swing like they never.
Right. Well, the one we saw this weekend was Lance Stephenson fought Michael Beasley, which was in MMA. It was not in boxing. And so Lance Stephenson submitted Michael Beasley in about a minute. Michael Beasley said, though, he's like, I've never trained MMA. He's done boxing before. He's trained boxing before, but he's never trained MMA. And he said going in, he goes, I'm terrified. So you could just tell he was like, somebody got his hands around his neck and he goes, no, I'm tapping out. I have no need for this.
The one thing that I would say about real MMA fighters, they know what their limits are. If you don't know what your limits are, the first time somebody gets your arm or your leg or around your neck, you think it's the end of the world. So
yeah, you're freaking out.
Right.
You're freaking out. And so they're 1-1 now. They have Michael Beasley won the one-on-one basketball game. Lance Stephenson has won the MMA match. And so they need to find some kind of a rubber match. I don't know what it'll be, but it'll have to be something. Now, first they have to go defend their championship in the Big Three. But then after that, they have to put
they're on the same team.
Yeah, they're frenemies.
Oh my goodness.
They're frenemies. But yeah, I tried watching this, and this was an influencer card. First of all, I couldn't figure out where to find, even this I couldn't figure out where to find it. So I just typed in Michael Beasley boxing, and I got a feed on YouTube that I don't think was the official feed, but it was running smooth like it was. And I was like, hey man, what is this? Because it was in Las Vegas,
right,
at the UFC Apex. And I had gotten home late that night because I was calling boxing for Pro Box TV. I was calling I called a card from Leroy. Dude, I saw there was a fight this weekend in the main event.
Wait, is that good or bad?
It was so bad.
Really?
Because, when we do these international cards, a lot of the guys I didn't know, and there was a legitimate like WBC title eliminator. There was great fights on this card. Then there was the main event, and I kept asking, I was like, why is this the main event? I was just confused by it because I would have thought the title eliminator would have been the main event.
Right.
That's, a legitimate, world title stakes fight. And I guess they had this guy who was a hometown fighter, but they set this guy up with like such a can. But they put it on paper, Leroy. He was fighting a guy. This guy was undefeated. He was something like 30-2 with like 11 knockouts. And he was fighting a kid from Mexico who was 19 with a record of 11-0 with 11 knockouts. And I was like, oh, all right, let's see what this kid's got. I've never seen him fight. But, I'm only looking at these guys' box rec. And then I see him walk out to the cage, to the ring. And I'm like,
smoking a cigarette and newspaper.
He looks like he looked like he's 19. He looks like a child.
Oh,
and the guy
so
that
you think he might have been 16?
I don't know. I don't know. But I saw him get in the ring, and the way that this guy who he fought versus this kid, first of all, the guy who was 30-0 looked 3 weight classes bigger than him.
Oh, we saw that. Remember we saw that at the
and I was just like, what the hell did I just watch? So he killed it. So anyway, did that. Then I did a card in Mexico. Come home and I'm like, oh, great. I haven't missed the Beasley fight next. It was like midnight. I'm like, it has to be coming up soon, right? Usually out of fights in Vegas, you would think a fight's coming up the latest 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'm a little wired. I can stay up. And I'm like watching fight after fight go by on this damn influencer card. And I'm like, when the hell is Michael Beasley fighting? And they're like, oh, no. They're doing everything on their time. So that they didn't get, Michael Beasley didn't fight till like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, are you kidding me? Who decided this? I wanted to see Michael Beasley fight. And it was like, I wasn't even close. It was like the prelims at 1 a.m.
Where did they fight?
What?
Where did they fight?
At the UFC Apex in Vegas.
Oh, all right. So, wow, that means it really started at 12, 11:30, 12 at night?
I was like, oh, my God, this is taking forever. Ray J got knocked out.
And what happened with the Manziel fight?
Manziel won. Manziel beat Bob Menery, who I think was a podcaster. I don't really know his fame very well, but he got full mount on him, and it was a TKO very quickly. So it was so Johnny Football 1-0 in the fight game.
Oh my goodness. This is how it starts.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we will get to our favorite Tuesday game. The damage is done, my friend. Next.
Gone.
All right. Let's get to it, people. The damage is done, my friend. Go around the room and say where the damage has been done. We found him. Patrick Beverley has popped out of his hole like a prairie dog and has declared that he deserves the slander for everything that the Cavaliers didn't do. He says that he will officially give his thoughts on his podcast tomorrow. And let me just say, the last thing I need is another podcast from Patrick Beverley. Actually, do us a favor, Pat Bev. Don't podcast about it tomorrow. The damage is done. We already know, dude. You tried to do something for clicks using Dwyane Wade's name incorrectly. I don't know if it's because it was because you were trying to get some eyeballs. I don't know if it's because you're still salty about the Heat cutting you back in 2014. I don't know what it was, all right? But whatever the reasoning was behind trying to compare Dwyane Wade and James Harden, big whiff, dude. Damage is done. Don't want to hear your podcast.
Damage is done.
Leroy?
So I have an unfortunate circumstance going on around my house.
Okay.
I have a whole bunch of beautiful trees, got a big backyard, grass is of abundance. Zeus only likes peeing on the garbage can.
I thought he only liked peeing on the pomegranate.
On your wives, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He does that. He goes in between the rocks and lifts his leg in between the trees. And then he goes on the one little pomegranate up against the fence.
Okay.
Those are his three spots.
Found out by any chance?
Huh?
Has she found out?
I didn't tell her.
I didn't tell.
And she's eating the pomegranate?
No, it's not grown yet. She just keeps bragging about how big her pomegranate is getting. Now I'm like, yeah, I don't like pomegranate.
You should wash it off anyway.
Ones with so much nutrients.
But it's like embedded in the soil.
Anyway, okay, great. So he went out there and I'm yelling because I'm pressure clean. Zeus, no! And he basically looks at me and does it anyway.
Wow,
Now,
a defiance pee.
I don't know, like
they're like children.
The damage is done. It's like the garbage can. I got to throw the garbage can away. Like,
Damage
what do you
done.
do for garbage? Wait, why do you have to throw a garbage can away? You usually only have to throw it away because it cracks. You've had it for a number of years, but I got to throw it away because dog pees on it.
But if you go get another one, he's gonna do it again.
You think?
He's gonna mark his territory.
His sense on that one.
Dade South says
He's gonna put his scent again.
Yeah, he's a
Spray
sprayer.
vinegar on the trash can.
Spray vinegar.
All right, I'm gonna try that as soon as I get done here, because I got to tell you.
But if that doesn't stop him, I mean, it would just be a vinegar and pea mixture.
Yeah, I know, because aren't they like very similar?
I mean, I think people have used vinegar to take away jellyfish sting
Mm-hmm.
or urine.
Vinegar has a lot of use. Like you can get a lot of use out of vinegar for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I use it for my ribs.
Okay. Well, don't use Zeus for your ribs.
No. Dude,
do not do this because I think they cancel each other out, the vinegar and the bleach.
Yeah, but also
that's
I don't
dangerous.
want to. Also,
like a very dangerous
bleach can stain the patio. So I don't want to do that. But like, Tobin,
what?
The rest of your life, all of the circumstances and situations that I get involved with you with in the comments I hear makes me feel without a doubt there was some shenanigans with that horse video.
No.
No,
what
I
do
do
you mean?
not believe you. I don't believe you because listen to you.
You think that I would have the audacity to show horses banging to my third grade classroom?
I think you would say, and this is how we got here. You would have some.
That is how we get here. You know, I've had my hands on horse placenta, dude. Like that's how it works.
You just won't stop.
Jennifer, what damage is done for you?
Have you guys seen Bryce Harper brushing his teeth?
Oh, I am so glad you brought this up. What the hell is going on with him?
I don't know.
Have you seen this, Leroy?
No. Bryce Harper, what?
Disturbing. The way that he applies toothpaste in the when he goes to brush his teeth.
He's a sicko. He's legitimately there's
kind of
something wrong with him.
Are they going to show it? Do you have a picture?
Or the milk?
Do you have a picture?
Milk.
Yeah, he's sitting here and he's talking about tongue scraping, right? He's very proud of him. So this is like a get ready with me type of thing with Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper famously uses 2 hair dryers for his famous coiffed of hair. But you can see here he's going with the tube, and look how he goes straight from the tap.
Who does that?
Straight from the tap into the teeth.
Your mouth is dirty.
And
you're
that's how he's doing it. Just
so he doesn't put it on the toothbrush.
No.
In his mouth.
I don't know, but here's what I would say though. It's his toothpaste.
I mean, it is his toothpaste. I mean, does he have a Mrs. Harper?
Hey, so I have a question. Do you ever hit the mouthwash straight from the bottle?
Yeah, of course, but it's my mouthwash.
Yes. So what's the difference?
And also, I've already no.
This difference. Okay? Normally, when you have the mouthwash, your mouth is already.
I was just about to say
okay?
that.
Hey,
you've already brushed your teeth.
Wait, one at a time with the attacks. I'd never seen you two so aggressive. But I'm saying, it's his toothpaste. It's his toothpaste.
No, that's just wrong.
Right? But I don't see any difference between that and
Leroy, you said ill earlier.
I don't think it's like
why do you have to be
I said ew because it's
weird.
Not normal.
It's just weird.
Exactly.
It's weird,
it's
right?
Not normal. It's unethical.
But if it's his toothpaste,
no.
Absolutely not.
I don't even think it's a cleanliness thing for me. It's more just weird. Like, who's doing that? Why not just put it on the brush?
I think it's both.
Oh, it's both. That's gross. Your mouth has so many germs, and then you just put that is so wrong.
I mean, you reuse a toothbrush.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna place it on there. I mean, I'm sure it's still dirty putting the toothpaste deposit on the toothbrush itself.
Right.
You don't have to put you can just hover over it and it just goes on the toothbrush.
He
it's
looks
not
like
I'm gonna put my bristles inside of the.
Yeah,
I thought he was squeezing the thing up to the top. I didn't know he was squeezing up to the top to.
Yeah, he's eating it like Go-Gurt.
That's disgusting. You're the damages.
Here's the other question I have.
Too offensive.
Here, you guys, I have a different question. How are you getting toothpaste over your whole mouth if you're just squirting it in your mouth?
Right.
That's exactly.
It looks like you're kind of keeping it in a pocket like a pelican. You know?
He almost keeps it on his tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that wasn't time. I hope that was sped up. I hope that's not how long he brushed his teeth.
That was sped up.
Because the most egregious thing was the 2 brushes to clean your whole mouth. That was the most egregious thing.
He's like, good enough. Well, he's a baseball player.
He brushed twice. That he had to skip, right? He had to skip forward.
Pretty God.
I mean, unless it wasn't a full brush, every once in a while you might just do a. It looks like he skipped through it. Yeah, that there's a jump. There's a jump there.
Skip through.
There's a jump there.
No, there's a jump cut. He definitely edited it out.
I don't think anyone wants to see him spit.
I have questions.
I just want to know how he got to that method. Like, when did he decide that's the method I want to brush my teeth? It's not really like I'm against it. I'm just confused.
Right.
Nobody teaches you to do it that way.
Right.
Nobody.
Well,
it's always directly everything is putting the toothpaste on.
I can get an equal spread of toothpaste per tooth.
Maybe he was.
If I put it on my toothbrush instead of just putting it in my mouth, because he just put it in his mouth and start brushing. Like, if you're using then the toothbrush to spread the toothpaste after you put it in your mouth, why not just put the toothpaste on the toothbrush?
Maybe when he was a wee lad, he was afraid of the toothbrush, and so he'd only put the bubblegum toothpaste in his mouth, and then the mom was like, oh, this is how put the toothpaste, and then little Brycey, then scrub a dub.
No.
And that's how he did it.
I ain't buying it.
This is also another thing that is it's a whole ick for me. when you put your toothbrush on on your counter or on the sink or whatever, that makes me uncomfortable because like let's say your sink is next to a toilet or something and you don't do the proper thing like close before you flush, then all those all that bacteria you're putting it there. That's
what type of toilet do you have that you have to worry about blowback?
No, it's
every toilet.
Okay,
what
hold
are you
on.
talking
Are
about?
you guys like this is common knowledge?
Oh no.
You guys have like a toothbrush commandments that are going on here.
No,
you
no,
can agree this is weird. But geez
I
Louise.
make sure everything.
What do you got? Like a hazmat suit when you brush your teeth?
No, this is
I have
a
cover for
bathroom.
my toothbrush for the bristles, and it has even if you put it in the counter, it never touches. That's how far away from it is. And then I put it in a little cabinet that I have away from everything, so no one touches. Nothing touches my toothbrush.
Yes. Because if they're poop particles when you flush your toilet without closing the lid. Poop
they go
particles go up into
airborne?
the air. Yes.
Have you not seen those videos? Are you serious?
You guys act like a cyclone of poo is walking through your bathroom.
It essentially is.
You're sitting here like WSVN should be sitting there with a reporter.
Tobin, I have never felt more like a man than just to realize wait. Now I do close the lid when I leave, but I will also say this.
But do you flush before you actually close it?
No, I close and flush.
And your poop particles are all in your bathroom.
You guys are just getting duped by those TikTok ads.
But here's the other thing.
That does happen.
You know what my biggest pet peeve in houses are? I have never owned a house that didn't have the bathroom in the room.
You've never owned a stationary sit-alone toilet?
So I don't want to be standing next to the toilet while I'm brushing my teeth. So every house that I've ever lived in, even apartments, the bathroom or the toilet has always been separate from the bathroom, meaning that it's been in that little.
Right. Those are bougie problems.
No, it's not.
That's very bougie problems.
Yep.
You had a bidet in college. What are you talking about, Tobin?
I got to have a bidet for like 2 semesters, dude.
So what? In all my 58 years of living, I've never had a bidet, nor do I want one.
You're missing out.
No, I'm not.
It's refreshing.
It's not refreshing.
Says the person who's never done it.
Imagine those particles.
Every time I hear somebody has a bidet, you know what I think of? Somebody coming over here and trying to redo my roof and saying, "Oh yeah, you don't act like I'm blowing smoke up your butt. This is a real thing." And then I think bidet.
We'll take a break, Brittney. We'll get to your damage coming up. We're just a little late on the clock, but we'll get caught up with the headlines. And
I'm gonna go try to brush my teeth right now, like that.
No, don't do that.
Come on, I want to see if it works.
Leroy really is going to get his Bryce Harper on, huh?
I was just about to say the same thing.
We
Should
all
be
thought
surprised. Give us a weather update here, brought to us by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roof repairs, maintenance, hurricane impact, windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. What's stupid, buddy?
Brushing your teeth that way.
Okay.
Did you actually do that to know that it was stupid?
Yeah, I wanted to.
That's journalism.
Yeah.
Investigative
journalism.
Exactly. So what happened? Like,
yeah,
you couldn't reach your entire mouth with it?
No, I put it in. It looks like he left it on his tongue. And then I wet the toothbrush and then tried to get, but
not enough coverage.
You're not getting enough coverage.
I don't think so.
Right. And if you're taking the toothbrush and scooping the toothpaste and then doing it, then you might as well put it on the damn toothbrush anyway. So, right.
Weather right now, 87 degrees, windy. Might clear up around 2 today. Wind goes up to 23 miles an hour. Humidity 67%.
Another thing that doesn't work well in this weather: pressure cleaning in the wind.
Nope.
I've looked like a soot monster.
Oh, what?
You know, all the crap that you're pressuring off the paver that gets up in the air and then blows on you. So a soot.
Just like the poop particles.
Man.
What's the point? I mean, that's the same thing. Literally the same thing.
I'll keep that in mind next time I'm pressure cleaning that. Wow, if this was the bathroom, this would be poop particles.
Never thought about it like that.
And you never know. It probably is on your pavement.
No, except for the frogs.
Let's get to our headlines. Those are brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. All right, Brittney, what was your damage? We didn't get to that. What was your damage for the weekend?
So my damage is done goes to everybody in the F1 community who was spreading rumors that Lewis Hamilton was going to announce his retirement at Silverstone this year. So the Canadian Grand Prix just happened and he was asked about it and he said, yeah, I'm not really sure where that came from. I'm here to stay. I'm going to be here for a while, so you better get used to it. And damage is extra done because then he proceeded to just drive out of his mind this weekend and finished P2, which is had been his best finish in the last 2 years with Ferrari. So damage is done to all those people who tried to get my man to retire, and now he's getting P2. And read it and weep. Get used to it.
Second place?
Yes. P2 is second place.
Who was P1?
Kimi Antonelli.
Again?
Yeah.
Again.
Why do you watch this? It's a fix. They pick the same ratio to win everything.
It's not fixed. It was actually an excellent race. It was a fantastic race. Him and his Mercedes teammate George Russell, who are both been in the lead for the WDC, were fighting back and forth the entire race. They were literally like bumper to bumper, going at it all race, and then George just pushed his car too much, and his car literally just stopped in the middle of the track. So he had to DNF from the race.
It says P2 is when P2 is in the air when you flush with the lid up.
Yep. True.
Unbelievable.
Get it now.
That's a point. That's a point.
Cigar lovers, we got your chance to win to the sold-out VIP tickets to Drew Estate's Florida Barn Smoker in November. Throughout the day, you'll enjoy premium and VIP cigars, curated food and beverage experiences, food trucks, drinks, and more. To enter, a little easy. We got a text contest now, not a website contest. So you could text the word Barn Smoker to 20357. Barn Smoker, all one word. BARNSTORMER. Barn Smoker. Text that to 20357. You must be 21 plus to enter and attend. Valid ID is required at event registration. But text the word Barn Smoker to 20357 for all our cigar lovers out there. Check
so,
that
Brittney,
on out.
You didn't watch the Indianapolis 500?
I didn't. I just saw what happened.
I mean, that That's not cool. Like, if you're a race fan, don't you enjoy stuff like that?
She doesn't like all races, dude. All
Are
right,
you questioning her fandom?
Yeah,
no,
do you
no,
go to-
no. I'm not questioning her fandom. I'm saying like that's one of the bigger events in
Yeah.
IndyCar.
She
Mhm.
doesn't like all races, dude. You know, she likes F1. You know, did you ask her about the cheese race where you have to roll down a hill? No.
I've made it very explicit that I really only watch F1.
She's a purist.
I mean, it was an interesting.
I understand there's different types of
finish.
racing, but guess what? Daytona 500, big race.
I get it. I don't watch it.
Indianapolis 500, big race.
Don't watch
Crazy
it.
ending.
It was a crazy ending.
I was just seeing if your interest
He
was-
literally this guy was leading the whole race. Some guy came up from behind him with literally there was probably 100 feet left till he crossed the finish line, and he lost the lead, and he lost. It was a wild finish. Yeah.
We'll take a
See,
break.
that very rarely happens in F1, right? Because
Not nowadays, but it's happened in years past.
right. All right. Racing
take a
single
break.
file, kind of hard to pass. Just saying. Why you not ruining? You could be ruining my bit.
I'm not. Trust me, nobody's ruining your bit but you.
I'm an equal opportunist.
We know. Any hoodles. We'll take a break. More to come. We're back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Later on this hour, the great Tony Fiorentino is going to stop by. We'll talk to the coach. I saw this. Heat vs. Haters posted this little hat to the Heat vs. Haters. He posted this on his Twitter account. I assume it's a man. Now, you know what? That's probably wrong of me. It could be, a lady Heat vs. Haters. I'm not really sure. But whatever. Heat vs. Haters posted on their Twitter account, the Miami Heat, on their website, are selling LeBron James Heat merch all of a sudden on the front page, which is a little like, what's up with that?
Weird.
It's a little weird, right?
Something coming up.
Are they everything must go type sale?
No, I think it's new stuff. In fact, it's very expensive. It's very expensive LeBron James gear.
Are you sure you're not being duped?
Yeah.
Brittney, I am on the website right now looking at it. I am on the official. I'm not just looking at the Heat vs. Haters. I went there and I'm looking right now, and they are selling a LeBron James Nike jersey, $260, and LeBron James shorts, $155. Now, I don't know if they're doing this for all his former teams.
$155 for shorts?
For shorts, too. Yeah, no, crazy, right?
Oh my God, he's right.
Yeah, I told you.
Forever
So,
king.
Look, I'm not here to tell you.
So maybe they're. I can't even.
Wait, no, wait. I need to hear this.
Oh no, I can't. There's nothing like what? Like I can't even come up with
an explanation. You can't.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, here's the thing.
I know how he's gonna.
Well, everybody thinks he's going to Cleveland, and I would agree. I would say Cleveland, if he's gonna, have the cherry on top, Cleveland seems to make the most sense. Here's the thing, and I don't think I can mince words here. He's really going to sidle up next to James Harden for the last year of his career? I mean, who could do that? Who could do that? You're guaranteeing you're not going to win the championship. I'm not here to tell you the Miami Heat have a better situation. I am not here to say the Miami Heat have a better situation or a worse situation, but I know one thing we don't have.
James Harden.
James Harden. I mean, Leroy, you're LeBron James. That's who you want to play your last year next to? Because everyone's saying, and this is another thing I don't understand, why they're bringing him back. I don't understand it. Because like, oh, we traded Darius Garland. It's like, yeah, you guys made your choice. You tried something cute. It doesn't, NBA teams, just because you trade for somebody and you tried to make it work, if it's a disaster, you don't have to double down for 3 more years to make it prove that it worked.
Really?
You don't have to do that.
Are you familiar with the Heat?
Where did the Heat do that?
Huh?
Where did the Heat do that?
I mean, last year they should have let Terry Rozier go a long time ago.
Well, they couldn't. I mean, they couldn't let him go. He was gone.
You know what I mean?
The league would have been. Oh, I got another. Listen, I don't have time for this today. But Adam Silver. Oh, he pissed me off. Let me tell you something. Oh, did he piss me off?
What are we doing, dude?
Okay.
Why? And you call me an angry person?
He pissed me
always
off.
petty about something.
He pissed me off. Shmita says he has a player option. Cavs no jersey. Yeah, but I think he has a player option that has like $2 million guaranteed. So I don't think it's a real player option. He's going to re-up. Everybody said Windhorst is saying he's guaranteed going to re-sign there. It's like and I can't believe if you're LeBron James, you want to play with him. I couldn't. But first of all, like, you're LeBron James. You're going to go from Luka to James Harden. Like, wouldn't you just?
Wouldn't it be Spider?
Well, Spider's going to be there too. But
it'd be more like Luke going from Luka to Spider, not going from Luka to James.
But James Harden's still there. What's he going to do? He's going to be there. Just being James Harden. How could you want to sign up for that the last year of your career? Makes no sense. I just don't get it.
I mean, okay. Let me see if I can do it this way. Who's closer to a championship? The Cavs with Harden or the Heat?
I think the Heat. I think if you have James Harden, you're never close to a championship. Because the Heat, you never know what they could do. It could be like a mystery box, okay? You never know what could happen.
No.
The Miami Heat.
We're not looking at mystery boxes.
I'm telling you right now, Leroy.
We're looking at as is right now.
As is right now, the Heat are closer to a championship than the Cavaliers with James Harden on their team.
Are you serious?
You can't win a championship with him on your team. How many times do I have to say it?
You know who you sound like?
What?
You sound like the Harden apologist.
No, because I'm right. That's the difference.
The Heat been in the play in the last 4 years.
Okay.
Like, you're saying that LeBron coming to the Heat, that the Heat would be close to a championship than LeBron going to the Cavs.
Well, think about it like this. You can come to the Heat, right? You don't have to watch James Harden be a turnstile and dribble, and then never get the ball. Or you can go get the ball. You can do whatever the hell you want. And the Heat could fill up stuff around you still. Like, they have flexibility on moves.
No. I said as is right now.
Yeah, I still agree that the Miami Heat are closer
Are you serious?
to a championship than James Harden ever is to a championship. Because how could you have James Harden be close to a championship?
A team that never made it, that lost in the play-in versus a team that made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Doesn't matter. All you're talking about are extra games. Who's closer? The same. They're both in Cancun right now. They're literally at the same distance right now. If Dora the Explorer walked in with boots right now, she'd be like, they're the same, man. They're in the same place, dude. Cancun.
Right. Okay.
Cancun. That's where they are. The same place.
I got you.
You're being a semantic samurai is what you are.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not.
You are. I don't know if you're trying to kiss up to Jay Crawford or what you're doing right now.
I'm not trying to kiss up.
If you have James Harden on your team.
So why would that make me any type of homer for making that statement?
Because
team that made it to the Eastern Conference Finals
barely
versus any team
barely
versus a team that didn't even get out of the play-in.
Leroy.
And I say the team that made the Eastern Conference Finals closer, and you say no, the team that didn't get out of the play-in is closer.
By games they are close. By games they are closer. By actual contending, they are not closer. They might as well be the Kings if you have James Harden. It's an automatic that you're not going to win the championship.
Listen, you can say what you want about James Harden. I'm not disagreeing with you, right? However, as of today, the Cavs are closer to a championship than the Miami Heat.
No, they got closer to a championship this year than the Miami Heat.
All right. Who's the semantic samurai?
You.
Me?
Yeah, because you choose to bury your head in the sand like an ostrich and
I'm
not
not
look at
burying
logic.
my head in the sand.
You're a head barrier.
Oh my goodness.
You are. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today, gents, on that, because we got to talk to a gentleman and a prince, and that is the great Tony Fiorentino. He joins us next. Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Job over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. And we will be joined there by the coach, the legend, Tony Fiorentino, joining us there. As you got junior heat camps getting going again. What's going on, Coach? How are you?
Hey, guys, what are you up to, man?
Not much,
Long
Coach.
days of summer.
Long days of summer is about to get going, you know?
Yep.
It's great to have you. Are you excited to get going another summer with the kids at heat camp?
Yeah, we've expanded it a little bit. We've got 7 weeks of camp in 5 different locations. And in those 7 weeks, we're going to double up a couple of weeks. So we're going to have 9 weeks total of camp over the summer. And, when Pat Riley first came to the Heat in 95, I had my own camp, and he asked me to run the Heat camps. And he said the theory behind the whole thing is that we want to build and create young Heat fans. And so we feel like we've done that now over the years. We teach more than just basketball skills. We teach life skills as well. And it's very easy to use the Heat as an example with the culture and all of that about, basketball is more than just shooting the ball. It's sharing the ball. It's playing defense, all those things. And so we have a lot of fun with the camp. And we bring a Heat player in every week. Michael Lissack does a great job with that in the PR department. And the player, they get to get an autograph from the player. They get to ask them questions. They take pictures with them. So it's all encompassing. And we've got a great young array of coaches that we've had over the years that know how we want to coach and how we want to handle and be with, communicate with the players, the kids, and the parents. So it's all encompassing. It's really a lot of fun.
Coach,
Go ahead, Leroy.
Coach, I always wonder about this because I love working with the kids at times, but it's the parents. And then you bring, say, coaches. Do you find that some of these coaches are also learning the way the Heat do things and kind of implement that when they go coach outside of these camps?
No doubt. One of the things I've mentioned a lot of things because we have guys, we have guys and girls, young men and women that they're just out of college. Maybe they're 24, 25 years old, and they're just learning about things, and they want to coach, and maybe they want to teach. And one of the things I tell them is, among a lot of things, is that I think every teacher, every coach, every parent should follow one particular rule that I like is that whenever you say something negative to a kid, follow it with a positive. Because all of us, we all know you don't want to beat somebody down when they make a mistake, but you want to correct something, but you don't want to make it a big deal and then follow it with a positive. Now, I was very fortunate in high school as a high school coach where I never got on my players after we lost. I got on them after we won because they had to win to fall back on.
Right.
But of course, I coached 8 years in high school. We only lost 21 games. So that was easy to do.
Right.
From your perspective, Coach, what have you taken away from these playoffs? Obviously, the Knicks are going to the finals for the first time in a while, which stings. It stings to see that. I know that their city's very happy. But then you got this hell of a matchup on the west side of things. Like, do you think that the winner of San Antonio OKC is going to end up winning this thing, or do you think the Knicks stack up as true contenders in this whole deal?
Well, they always make a big deal about getting rest at this time of the year. I always felt that once NBA players like to play every other day, every other night, they get in a routine. You give them 2-3 days off, it throws them off a little bit. During the season, sometimes you play 3 and 4 nights. You might play 4 and 7, 8 nights. It's tough. But if you play every other night, then they're in rhythm. So the Knicks are in rhythm. They're going to have to deal with this long layoff now. But I always felt like you get kind of in a stupor, as I call it, where you get into a certain mode where you're playing well. One of the factors that nobody ever puts into the equation is what team is playing their best at the end of the season, going into the playoff or in the playoffs. You remember in 23 where we had to win what? We had to play twice to get in, I believe, for the play-in.
Yep.
And we went to the finals, right? So we got hot at the right time. We were playing well. And, we got to the finals and played a real good Denver team. We didn't do well in the finals, but we got there. And so the Knicks are playing the best basketball of anybody in the playoffs. So they've got a shot. We'll see what happens. This other series, the Western Conference Finals, may go 7 games.
Right.
So that'll be interesting to see, how will that affect them in a positive way or a negative way? We'll see.
It's physical too. It's a physical series. So guys are limping off the court every game.
Yes. You get to this time of the year, every possession is important, and they're defense teams that are just not so good defensively all of a sudden get a little bit better because they play a little harder, and both teams give all out effort, and they're gonna need that effort to beat the Knicks because the Knicks are getting it done at both ends of the floor.
Right.
Coach, I was curious. What'd you think this year of Kasper's Jakučionis' rookie year? Because I noticed you always look at the kids when they're not talking about the young Heat players. Like you always notice the guys who put in the work, and that's always kind of been a thing with him. Is people say he works his butt off. He saw the 3-point shooting that he did. When you're a 19-year-old, you got your first year under your belt. Well, what's the most important thing like when you're going into the next year of like trying to get yourself situated and perform more in the NBA? Like when young players went away after having their first year under their belt.
Well, one of the things I've always felt that the Heat don't get enough credit for, and specifically Pat Riley and the scouting department, is that they bring in they don't just draft guys. They draft guys who they think will accept constructive criticism and will work their butt off to get better. And this is a good example of it. Look at Pelle Larsson. Look what he's done in 2 years. And so this young man came in hungry. He came in willing to learn, and he's really progressed since the beginning of the year. When he was shooting at the beginning of the season, it didn't look like he was going to be that good a shooter that quickly. But man, did he pick it up. And I said for years, when I was on the air with Eric Reed doing the games, I said for years that he'd have arguably the best teaching staff in the NBA. I was part of it for 11 years. I know on the inside. And if you got the right guys that want to work, then they're going to get better. They're professional athletes. There's no other distraction. They're not going to class and all that stuff. The whole existence is basketball. And you can work out 3 times a day. Any Heat player can go to the arena, go to the practice court at any time during the hours of night, day, whatever, and go in the gym and shoot. And if you've got that attitude, you've got that approach like these young players do, it's a great combination. Look how much better Khalil Ware got last year from the beginning of the season to the end, right? The Heat attack all aspects of a player's game. They're very pragmatic. They don't sweep anything under the rug. If you're not good at something, they talk about it, they show you, and they work on it. Not everybody does that. And that's part of the mantra of the Heat culture. And so I'm really enthused that this young guy is going to really, he's got a really good career ahead of him. Jakučionis, is that how you say his name?
Yeah,
right?
It's silent on the J, but you're getting there, Coach.
Yeah, it's probably the first time I got it right.
You get it right when he comes in. Has he done a Heat camp yet? Has he gotten the questions for the kids? Like when they're a rookie, do they? Yeah. They don't even know what they're in for with the kids.
I look forward to that. It's really cool because I don't. When I was announcing and when I was an assistant, I got to know the players. Yeah. Now I don't get to see them as much. In my role as an ambassador, as you will, or a junior Heat coach. But when they come to camp, we can really connect with them, and they're really cool. Most of the guys, they have a great time at camp with the kids. They totally embrace it. They understand that the campers, that's the highlight of the week for the campers, to meet a Heat player, get an autograph, get a picture. I love what I'm doing now for the Heat. Jeff Craney, Julian Sanchez, Santi Echeverria, Marvin Johnson, they're all the crux of the junior Heat program. And we have one of the best junior NBA, if you will, programs in the NBA. And it reflects in the popularity of the camp and the many skills that we teach and it's so encompassing. Like I mentioned, Michael Lissack does an unbelievable job getting us a player every week, and so it all comes together. We're really looking forward to it. It's 2 weeks from yesterday starts camp, June 8th at Slam.
Yep.
So in Miami, we're going to have 2 weeks at Slam, 2 weeks on the practice court, which is cool. They love that.
That's cool.
We're going to go to Cooper City High School. We're going to go to Nova Southeastern University, which is a new venue for us. And then we're going to be up in Deerfield Beach at Pickleball. Beautiful facility with 6 full courts. Then next year, we're going to venture even a little further north and go into West Palm Beach. So we have that scheduled for next. So we're really getting around. We're doing what Pat Riley wanted it to do, is to go to as many venues as we can and develop young Heat fans. And you mentioned earlier about the parents. Sometimes I'm speaking to the kids, and because that's one of my favorite things to do. I tell stories, but what the parents don't realize is I'm really talking to them too. Because they're there in the morning when we start, right? A lot of them, and then they're there at 3:10, 3:15 when I start talking to the kids at the end of the day. And some of the stuff I say to them, it's really directed toward the parents as well.
Right.
One of the other staples that I love is that we tell the kids, hey, you got to make your bed every morning when you get up, right? It gets your day going. You got a positive approach to the day. You already accomplished something, that sort of thing. And I had a parent come to me about 3 years ago over at Slam on a Wednesday, and she said, not only does my 8-year-old son make his bed, but he showed his 6-year-old brother how to make it.
Wow.
There's nothing cooler than that, man.
That is cool.
It is.
That is cool.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys want to go. As Coach said, they're going to be going all over, starting June 8th, Slam Miami for a couple of weeks. Then they go to Cooper City after that, June 22nd through the 26th. And then they'll be at the Kaseya Center July 6th through the 10th, and then just touring throughout. So go look up the junior Heat camps right now on the Miami Heat's website. You get a full day there. The players are out there. Is there a guy on the roster you like getting the questions the most right now? Is it Bam? Is it even if UD makes a visit, Coach? Like, who gives the best wisdom as far as the players?
Davion Mitchell was really good when we brought him in. He really embraced it. And he liked it when I said to him, Davion, how's it possible that you shot 30-something% in your career? This was 2 years ago. And then when we played Atlanta, he's had 2 games in a row, 2 years in a row, where he had the play-in game where he shot over 40% from the 3-point line. Right. And he was smiling, and he didn't expect that stat to be thrown out there. But I embrace all of them because they're all really good with the kid. They're really, I give the Heat a lot of credit for bringing in these quality guys who are, they're really personable off the court. They're not just showing up because they were told to by the Heat or they have time to do it. They really embrace the experience. What I also love to do is we have Bob McAdoo speak at the camp once in a while. And I love introducing because I mentioned that he was the Kevin Durant of his era, averaging over 30 points a game, 3 straight years. He was the MVP one year. He averaged 34.5 points a game without the 3-point shot. And he was MVP one year, and the other 2 years he didn't win the MVP. Some guy named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar beat him out. So I love introducing him at the camp, and he gets some recognition. We have Glenn Rice at camp every day, one of the greatest shooters in the history of the NBA.
Yep.
So it's all encompassing, man. It really is. We really enjoy it.
Well, we appreciate you giving us some time, Coach. You do a great job with it, and another great summer ahead of Junior Heat Camp for all the little Heat fans out there who want to get their skills right, their life skills right. Sign up for Junior Heat Camp today. We appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks,
Coach.
Stop in anytime, guys.